If you're using Close CRM or thinking about using Close CRM, this will be the only course you will ever need. My name is Sam Queen. Some people like to call me the CloseDr. And over the last 7 years, I've built over 100 Close CRM accounts. I've onboarded hundreds of sales reps to those accounts. And at the time of filming this video, I serve as the Chief Revenue Officer of a company called SendBlue, where we use Close CRM to orchestrate all of our sales operations. I've personally been involved in taking companies from $0 a month to millions of dollars a month in revenue with Close CRM. That is using the exact strategies that I'm going to teach you in this course. In this course, I'm going to give you everything. Every setting, every custom activity, every smart view, every automation, every workflow, every integration. Everything I know about Close CRM after the last 7 years, and I'm putting it all in this playlist on YouTube for free. There is no gatekeeping here. I'm going to teach you how to build it. I'm going to teach you how to use it daily. And most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to get your sales team to actually follow the process, because the best sales process in the world is completely useless if no one uses it. And that's what this entire course is really about. Relentless execution. Here's how this course is laid out. The first chunk of videos cover your foundations. This is going to be the boring stuff that most people will skip but regret later. This is your settings, your process mapping, how leads and contacts actually work. We're going to talk about custom activities, which are going to be the backbone of your Close account, and custom fields. This is the stuff that if you get wrong on day one, you're going to spend the next few months trying to figure it out. From there, we're going to get into the working systems, lead statuses, opportunity pipelines, and smart views, which is probably going to be the single most important video in this series. We'll get into your inbox, workflows, templates, the dialer, reporting. This is going to be where your CRM is going to start to feel like a machine that can run itself. Then we're going to get into all the advanced features and integrations that Close CRM has in 2026. Call coaching and how to use Close's conversations view to actually make your team better. AI Enrich, which helps you automatically fill in data on a lead profile with AI. And even my favorite Zapier automations to connect Close with your entire tech stack. We'll talk about integrations that are actually worth using, including my favorite, SendBlue, which is how we send iMessages directly from our Close CRM account, and we get 2 to 3 times higher response rates than traditional A2P SMS. I'll also cover Close's brand new native forms feature. And the last section is going to be some of the real meaty stuff. This is going to be the daily playbook for your sales reps. What should they actually do when they log in the morning? A playbook for the sales leaders. How can you hold your team accountable using Close CRM? How to onboard a new sales rep without losing your mind. And how to scale everything from $0 a month to $1 million a month if that's what you're after. So I've done that many, many, many times. And in this course, I will show you how. This course is going to be for you if you are a founder running your own sales team or a founder trying to get out of your own sales process. It's for you if you're a sales leader managing a team of reps. Or it's for you sales reps if you truly want to understand the way to use your tool, all of the ins and outs, and the way the CloseDr thinks about using it. I don't care if you've got 0 experience with Close, you've been using it for the last 5 years. I like to think I'm the best in the world at running these Close CRM accounts, building sales teams and systems inside of them, and I guarantee you will learn something from following through on this program. My recommendation is going to be to watch the entire course in order, as each video is going to build on the one before it. I reference earlier concepts constantly, so if you skip the foundations and jump straight to smart views, you're going to be confused about why certain things work the way that they do. But after your first time, use this playlist more like a library to share with certain people on your team if they need help in certain areas. Come back to it when you're building something new or troubleshooting a problem. That's how I have designed this. One more thing before we get started. If you're signing up with Close CRM, you're about to get started, you haven't put your credit card in and converted yet, then click the link down below to sign up on my link with a free trial. That helps me support this channel when you use that link. If you use that link and provide your information, sign up for Close CRM on a trial through my referral link, I'm going to provide you my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free. It's not a guide you can find on this channel, but it will be a guide that if you sign up, you can hand directly to your sales rep so they can do the bulk of their onboarding themselves. The guide will help onboard them for you. And if at any point during this course you decide, hey, I don't want to build all of this myself, me or someone on my team will build it for you. I work inside of Close CRM every single day. There's going to be a link down in the description where you can give me your name, email, and phone number, and I will shoot you a text. Just tell me about your business, mention you came from this course, and let me know what you're looking for. I've got it for you. All right, now let's start the course. Click on the next video in the playlist titled Close CRM course. And first, we're going to cover that boring stuff that no one likes to talk about, but everyone needs to know. I'll see you there. If you skip this one video, everything else you build in Close might be a little shaky. I promise you. It's because I'm talking about the foundations that live underneath at the basement of your Close CRM account. If you understand these foundations, everything will click. And if you don't, you'll spend the rest of your time trying to figure out, why is no one following a process? And why is this process not getting me the data that I need? Your CRM is never done. The first thing that I really need you to internalize is that your CRM is never done. It's not a project. It is a product. A project has a start date and an end date. You build it, you finish it, you move on. That's not what a CRM is. A CRM is a product. You build it, you use it, you get feedback from your team, you iterate it, you improve it, and it evolves as your business evolves. And if you stop iterating, you stop following through with relentless execution, it will die. The companies that are going to get the most out of their CRM, especially Close CRM, are going to treat it like it's a living thing, growing with their business as their business changes. Always improving, always listening to your sales reps for feedback. They ask what's working. They ask what's not working. They ask what's slowing their team down. Where are your reps looking? Where are they clicking? What's important to their process in closing deals? This feedback will help us close more deals faster. You get the feedback and then you actually fix it. That's the mindset that you need to have when going through this course, as well as all of the time you spend beyond this course. The second foundational concept is going to be clean data in, clean data out. That's going to be a rule that I'll live by with my CRM, and I'll probably reference it in every video. Your CRM is going to be only as good as the data inside of it. If your data is messy, everything downstream is going to be wrong. Your smart views show the wrong leads. Your reporting gives you the wrong numbers. Your automations fire at the wrong time. Then you'll make bad decisions based on bad data, and everything breaks. Clean data is going to start with how you build your fields inside of your CRM. This is going to be one of the first sermons that I'll preach to every new client that I work with. If you want to bring in a date, make it a date field, not a text field. If something is a multiple choice answer, make it a drop-down single select field, not a text field. If something is a number or a dollar amount or a quantity, make it a number field, not a text field. Here's what happens when you get this wrong. Let's say you bring a close date into the CRM as a text field. It looks fine on the lead profile. You see March 15th, 2026. But now when you want to go build a smart view for deals that are closing this week, you would have to type in March 16th, 2026, March 17th, 2026, and start to stack all of these reports on top of each other instead of just filtering for a date range, which brings up a nice calendar to add a start date and an end date. Your smart views and your reporting will be broken before you even build them because you mapped your data the wrong way. This can be the same thing with lead sources. Maybe one rep types in Facebook with a lowercase f in Facebook. Maybe one rep types in Facebook with a space between face and book. Maybe one types in meta ads. Maybe one types in FB. You've now got 4 different versions trying to track the same thing. Whereas if you brought your source in as a drop-down single select and there was only one option that said Facebook, it becomes much easier to filter and sort for said information. We want clean data, clean forever, no ambiguity. I'm going to reference field types in just about every single video. Drop-down single selects are going to be used very, very often. Date fields for dates, number fields for numbers. Text fields are typically your last resort. Get this right from the beginning, and everything else that I teach you in this course will work from the beginning. Now let me walk you through the hierarchy. This is how I think about every Close CRM account that I build, and it's the framework that I'm going to use for the rest of the series. At 30,000 feet, you've got your lead statuses. This is the highest level view of a lead's relationship to your company. Are they a potential lead? Are they qualified? Are they not qualified? Are they a customer? Are they a DNC for do not contact? We really want to keep lead statuses to a limited number, definitely under 10. Lead statuses are not for tracking your sales process, and I'll explain that in a later video. At 1,000 feet, closer to the ground, we've got your opportunity pipeline. This is where your deals are tracked through the actual deal stages. You've got a demo booked, you've got a demo completed, a demo not completed. With these opportunity stages, we're going to be able to forecast our revenue. At 100 feet, you've got your custom activities. This is close to ground level. This is the detail. They are going to be the forms that your reps fill out after every interaction or you automate. a form for demo calls being booked, a form for demo calls being completed. And these forms will help move these stages through the pipelines. Maybe a form to send a contract. Custom activities for me, and hopefully for you, should be the backbone of your CRM. I mean, everything. Your opportunities read from them. Your smart views read from them. Your automations might trigger off of them. Your reporting depends on them. If I could teach you one thing in this entire course, it would be about custom activities and how you use them. And then your custom fields are going to be data that lives permanently in the bottom left of a lead profile, something that's easy for sales reps to always scroll to and find. Maybe a lead source, an industry. For SendBlue, we track what CRM someone uses. And Close CRM now has a feature for custom fields called AI Enrich. They refer to it as Al Einrich, a German guy, which I think is a funny name. And that will actually scrape information found on a lead profile to pull other information you might need. So for SendBlue, I don't ask for a LinkedIn URL when someone comes through the funnel, but when I get their name, email, phone number, maybe some other information about them like their website, AI Enrich can crawl the internet and then find that person's LinkedIn profile for me. I'll cover AI Enrich later in detail in this course. One more philosophy for you here before we move on, and that is conversions happen in conversations. This is something I say all the time, and I deeply mean it. If you want to close a deal, you probably need to talk to your prospect. The entire purpose of a CRM, specifically Close CRM, a sales-based CRM, is to facilitate more conversations between your sales reps and the leads. Every feature, every smart view, every automation that you're building should help facilitate more conversations. If your CRM is actually making it harder for your sales reps to send a text or pick up the phone to talk to your leads, there is something very fundamentally wrong with what you've built. This is not supposed to be the reporting mecca for leadership. Although we can still build a CRM to get us that reporting, I do not build them reporting and leadership first. I build them sales rep and sales process first. When it comes to conversations, by the way, the color of your text message matters so much. When you send green bubble A2P SMS to someone with an iPhone, responses sit at 30 to 40%, but when you send a blue bubble iMessage to someone with an iPhone, response rates can double. 2 to 3 times higher with the same exact text message, same exact leads, just a different color bubble because people trust iMessage. They trust the blue bubble. People hate green reply stop to opt out language. Unfortunately, Close CRM, like most CRMs, like all CRMs, come built in with A2P SMS. If you want to skip the A2P process entirely, you can do that with SendBlue. Get iMessage, get videos, voice messages, group chats, all inside of your Close CRM account. SendBlue has the most native texting integration on the market, and we get you blue bubbles inside of Close CRM. Pretty gangster. If you want it, just click the same link down in the description. Give me your name, email, phone number. I will send you a text. When I text you, let me know you want SendBlue. I can get you special pricing. Every single thing I'm going to show you in this course is designed with one goal, and that is to keep your sales reps in conversations. Automate the busy work, remove the decision fatigue, let people sell. That's the relentless execution that we're going to be after. That's all the boring stuff, and I know it was a lot, but if you understand everything I just covered, you're going to be ahead of 90% of people who are going to be building their Close CRM accounts, and I'm not exaggerating. Most people skip this and pay for it later with the bad decisions that they'll make later. Sign up for Close CRM using my link in the description, and I'll send you my free sales rep onboarding guide. If you want my team to build your CRM for you, give me your information down in the description. I'll shoot you a text. Tell me about your business, and I'll see if I can help. In the next video, we're going inside of Close CRM for the first time. Finally, I'm going to walk you through every single setting you need to configure before you do anything else. This is where the account starts to really take shape for you. Click on it now. Before you create a single lead, before you create a single smart view, before your sales team touches anything in the CRM, you need to get your settings right. Also, some boring stuff. Because if you get your settings wrong, there might be things that you're going to build on top of this that will break in the future. And the worst part is you won't know for weeks later why something wasn't working. In this video, I'm going to walk you through every setting that matters inside of your Close CRM account, your plan selection and what you actually need for your business, phone numbers, A2P registration for texting, team management, user groups, roles and permissions, a few hidden settings that most people have no idea exist, but will absolutely save you headaches in the future. Now, let's let's go inside of the account. Boom, we're inside a brand new Close CRM account. And the first thing that I want to talk to you guys is going to be about plans if this is where you're starting out right now. You can start for $9 a month right now, which is pretty crazy. Sorry, $19 a month if we're looking at the monthly plan. Then we go to Essentials for $49 a month, Growth at $109, and Scale at $149. I recommend everyone be on this Scale here. Definitely the Growth at a minimum, but probably the Scale is where you want to be on. The big differences in the Scale plan are going to be things like predictive dialer, if you're really a heavy calling, power dialer, and voicemail drop also come on the Growth plan. You're definitely going to want that. No one's using the Essentials plan. Don't sign up for that. You're at a minimum Growth. If not, you're on Scale. And then you also get unlimited call recordings, which is really important to a lot of businesses as well. So for me, I think this is the only option for you. Now, also under settings, we can find our team management section. This is where you'll find yourself, or you can add other people that are not yourself. You can assign their role, admin, super user, restricted user, which are set roles when you sign up for a brand new account, or depending on your plan, you can set custom roles and permissions. You can create a custom role called Closer, and maybe you don't want your closers to be able to bulk delete information. You can toggle that off and make custom settings, so that way when you do create a user, you can assign the new user that new role when you invite them to the process. Another thing you can do inside of team management is create user groups. So maybe you want to assign all of your closers to a certain user group. You can do that. Maybe you want to create another group for your setters and assign all of your setters to said user group. You can do that. And then in the future, when you're doing reports or you're breaking down certain views or sharing smart views, you can filter not just by a user, but you can filter by a user group, which can save you a couple clicks along the way. It will make your admin process as a sales leader a lot easier. If you're early into your Close CRM process and you're not signing up for a tool like SendBlue where you can get iMessage and skip the A2P process, then you're going to be getting your phone number inside of Close CRM under settings, phone and voicemail. You can get a new number right here, make it a personal number, which would be assigned just to yourself. Select the country code you want, whatever prefix. Maybe you want a certain area code for where you live because you do local business, or you want to look like you're from a local area where your business is located. You can select that prefix here. Now, there's some prefixes you won't be able to get, like a 305 area code. I don't believe you can get on the A2P line, but with a tool like SendBlue, you could get a 305 Miami code, which is pretty cool. Another thing you can do with your phone numbers is create a group number. Group numbers can be assigned to multiple users, and then when that phone number is called inbound, it will ring multiple users inside of Close CRM, or multiple users can use that number to call outbound, which is also pretty cool. To get that phone number, you can get one without A2P to be able to do calling, but if you're going to do any sort of texting from Close CRM, you are going to need an A2P registration in order to text. Under your email settings, this is where you can set up your email signature. I recommend everyone in the business, especially sales reps, do this. I recommend everyone uses the same template, the same professional format, and has consistency across the organization. You can also set up sending limits here to make sure that no sales rep is going to accidentally blow up your domain by emailing a smart view that they shouldn't have emailed. And you can create unsubscribe links inside of here as well if you're looking to remain more compliant. By toggling this on, you'll make sure that unsubscribe is included in every email that you send. If that's not your speed, don't toggle it on. You can even change what the unsubscribe link looks like. How great is that? Staying on the theme of emails, under your settings accounts, this is where you can connect your Google account, which is what most people use, or if you use Microsoft, look, they make that easy as well to connect. This way, all of your email communication to and from your email account that matches to a lead record inside of Close CRM will sync back to the CRM. Close will also now bring non-matching emails into your inbox and give you the ability to create leads from leads that it did not find matching inside your CRM, which makes it that much easier to get leads added to your account and follow them through the process. Under integrations here is also where you can link your Zoom account, link your Zapier account, link your Segment account, link your Calendly account, and those Calendly links then can live underneath of your scheduling links right here, which will make it easier for you to put scheduling links inside of email templates, text templates, get them out easier to your pipeline. For scheduling tools, I'll go way more in depth depth in the integrations video, but the tool that I recommend and use at the time of filming this video is called iClosed. They have a good Close CRM integration as well, and it makes capturing leads much more efficient than Calendly, along with the routing and disqualifying of those leads is very, very powerful as well with iClosed. If you want iClosed, I've got special pricing with them. Just give me your information on the link down in the description. I'll shoot you a text, mention that you want the iClosed special pricing, and I'll get you in touch with their team. There are a couple hidden settings that you definitely need to know about. Number one is turning on your call recording. You can do so by clicking the call button in the top right. You're going to want every sales rep in your organization to do this. Then I guess I need to have calling enabled. I don't have a phone number in this demo account right now. Boom, I'll hop over into this account. Should be able to click that toggle and then turn on auto record calls in the frame that pops up. Another setting you definitely don't want to forget about in your onboarding is send as. So you go to settings, send as, and you're going to toggle on allow automated workflows to send on your behalf. I wish Close would just have this on by default. It does exactly what it says it does. When you create workflows, they'll be able to be applicable to a lead owner field and be able to be used across an entire account without everyone having to build their own workflow. You can build one workflow that can send on behalf of many different people, which will make your organization much more scalable. One important call out I want to make is going to be about the A2P registration for texting if you're just getting started. It's going to be required for you to fill out these forms and make sure certain things are on your website, your opt-in form, and your privacy policy to use Close's native SMS feature. The carrier's mandated. It takes time to get approved. For some businesses like Bitcoin or financial businesses, you may never get approved. But here's the thing. In a lot of my accounts, we completely skip the A2P registration process and we go right to SendBlue for iMessage instead of SMS natively integrated inside of our Close CRM account. This means your inbox still works. You can still text from the CRM. You can still get reporting inside of the CRM, but you're using a much better tool without A2P to do it. Blue bubbles instead of green bubbles and 2 to 3 times higher response rates. No carrier filtering, no character limits. If your leads have iPhones, which at least 58% of the United States does, this is going to be the single biggest upgrade you can make to your sales team's performance. I've got a link down in the description where you can give me your name, email, and phone number. I will send you a text and you can tell me about your business and I can help you see if SendBlue is going to be right for you. Just mention SendBlue when you reach out. Make sure you get all of these settings configured before you move on. It takes maybe 30 minutes to do it right, and it's going to save you hours of headaches later. Don't skip this step. Sign up for Close using the link in the description if you want my free sales rep onboarding guide. If you want us to configure your account for you, give me your information in the link in the description and I will shoot you a text. I can build your Close CRM account for you. And now that your settings are done, we need to talk about something that comes before building anything else inside of your CRM. We're going to talk about mapping your sales process, because if you don't know what your process is, you cannot build your CRM around it. Before building a single thing inside of your Close CRM account, you need to know what it is you're going to be building. And I don't mean what features to use, I mean what your actual sales process looks like. Step by step, from the moment a lead enters your world to the moment they become a customer, or until they exit your pipeline. Most people will open their CRM and they'll just start clicking the things that make sense to them as they're building it along the way with leads coming in. And I like this, I don't like that. Let me see if I can change this here. They create statuses that sound good. They're going to build a pipeline based on what they think makes sense. And 3 months later, nothing makes sense. The data's messy, the reps have no idea what to do with it, you can't build on top of it, and then you're left with a founder that's wondering why they paid for a CRM that no one uses. That happens because they skipped this step in this video. Here's something I've definitively learned after building hundreds of Close CRM accounts, and that is that sales reps are not process people. They are relationship people. They're closers, they're talkers, they're hustlers. They're not going to sit down and architect a sales process from scratch. That's not what they want to do, and they definitely don't want to follow a process unless you teach them. That's going to be your job as the founder, as the builder, as the sales leader, as the ops person. You design the process. You build it into the CRM. You build the training and then hand it to your team in a way that you know they couldn't possibly mess it up. That relentless execution. The best sales process in the world are going to be ones that actually get followed. One more time. The best sales processes in the world are ones that actually get followed. If your reps don't follow the process, it's going to be worthless. So let's keep it simple for them. It has to be clear. It has to remove decision fatigue. Relentless execution only works when the path is very obvious to the reps and the leaders. Here's how I map a sales process with every client that I work with. So grab a whiteboard, grab a Google Doc, grab a napkin, write down every major step a lead goes through in your business. So for most businesses, it looks something like this. Step 1 being a lead coming into your website opt-in, or a Facebook ad, or a TikTok ad, or a lead capture, some kind of top of funnel event. That's going to be your entry point. And I want to pause right there because this is where speed to lead enters the picture. Speed to lead is by far the best sales lever that you can pull, full stop. The faster you get that lead into a conversation after they opt in, the higher your booking rate, the higher your show rate, the higher your close rate. This is absolutely not debatable. If you do one thing, just do this one thing. Call your leads when they come in. And this is where tools like SendBlue make a ton of sense and absolutely shine, because you can send an iMessage automatically the second a lead opts in, or you can double dial them with the power dialer, or you can call them with FaceTime audio. So Apple's AI iOS 26 call screening doesn't even pick up on the call, and you land and reach your lead with no spam likely information every single time. You need to talk to your leads as soon as possible while they still remember what they signed up for. That matters. Maybe step 2 in your process is that lead is supposed to book a call, a demo booked, a strategy session booked, a discovery call, whatever you call it. It's going to be the first real conversation with your sales team. Now, some businesses have a 2-call process where a setter does a triage call or a set call and then passes it to a closer. So that might need a setter call booked, custom activity, and then a setter call completed, not completed, 2 more custom activities. And then it goes into a demo call book custom activity and a demo call completed, not completed. And I'll show you what these look like. In this course, I'm going to walk you through just a 1-call process because it's simpler and it's what the majority of the accounts that I build right now use, but you can apply the same principles to 2-call processes. The principles are exactly the same. Just add those custom activities for the set call of the process as well and collect the information that you want in the set call of the process. The framework doesn't change. Step 3 for you probably is that call gets completed. Or maybe it doesn't get completed. So maybe they no-showed, they canceled, they rescheduled, a demo not completed. That outcome is going to be captured in the custom activity with a drop-down field. And this is going to help you a ton with your reporting. When you have it in this part of the process, a call completed, it might end up in one of your SmartView buckets to continue to follow up and work the lead through the stages of sending a proposal, or maybe it's ghosting you. And then for the final step here, we want to close the deal. So with a closed deal, you might want to send a contract. I recommend a tool called Signwell for sending contracts. If you don't close a deal, maybe you want to put that deal into a lost deal reactivation bucket where you'll touch base every few weeks. You're going to deprioritize that lead to your higher priority leads, which we will talk about in later videos. Each one of these steps of your sales process is going to become a custom activity inside of your Close CRM account. That's going to be the direct best way to map your sales process. It's like a click history or journey of how a lead came through the sales process. Your custom activities become your smart views become your daily workflow. It all flows together with this exercise. Once you've mapped the steps, ask yourself at each step, what data do I want to capture? What information? What outcomes? For a demo call completed activity, you need to know the outcome. Is it a closed deal? Is it a follow-up? Is it not a fit? The date of the call that the activity was filled out on, because you'll find that sales reps may not fill out activities and do their job when they're supposed to. We're going to talk about how to catch them and hold them accountable to that. So we always want to reference things back to the actual date of call. We want to know what offer was pitched or what objections we experienced on the call. Maybe what payment terms or the projected close date. That's going to help us project our opportunity value and pipeline in the future. Maybe you want to send a contract, so you need the contract type so it finds the right template and puts the right fields in the right places. Then Zapier for us can just take this custom activity, fill out the forms in Signwell, and we can track our contract pipeline right from Close CRM. One custom activity gets submitted, one contract goes out. Write all of this down. Every piece of data becomes a field inside of your custom activity that you're looking for. And every field needs to be the right type, like we talked about. Outcomes as drop-down single selects, notes as text fields, dates as date fields, money as number fields. This is the clean data in, clean data out rule from the last video. When you build your processes this way, every single lead in your CRM will start to tell a story. You click on the lead, filter for custom activities, and you'll see a whole journey in chronological order. They opted in on the the website on March 5th. They booked a demo on March 7th. The demo was completed on March 7th. The outcome was follow-up. The objection was timing. On March 10th, the closer followed up. On March 12th, the deal closed. The contract was sent through Signwell. The initial payment was $1,000. The total contract value was $10,000. This story can be told the same way for every single lead in your CRM when you build the foundation the right way. Every time, same field, same dropdown, same format. And when you start to have that consistency, it's going to become easier for your sales reps and easier for leadership to start finding the patterns. Which stories end with the sale? What did those leads have in common? What stage do most leads get stuck at? That is going to be the power of actually mapping your process before you touch a single button inside of Close. Sign up for Close using the link down in the description for a free onboarding guide that I've put together where your sales team, your sales reps can use it to get started on Close CRM. And if you want my team to actually map your process, or you want me to map your process for you and build your CRM around it, give me your name, email, phone number down in the link in the description. I'll shoot you a text and you can tell me all about your business's needs. In the next video, we're going to go inside of Close and talk about leads versus contacts. It's simpler than you think, but you need to understand it before we start building. Click on it now. See you in the next video. One of the first things that's going to trip people up inside of Close CRM is the difference between a lead and a contact. It's simple once you see how Close thinks about it, but getting it right matters because it affects how you search for, how you filter your data, how you make smart views, and how your data is organized. In Close, a lead is the company or entity. Think of it like a container. The lead holds the lead status, the opportunity pipelines, the custom activities, the custom fields, and the entire communication history. Everything in Close CRM revolves around the lead. When you build smart views, you're filtering for leads. When you track pipelines, you're tracking opportunities on leads. When you run reports, you're reading lead level data, unless you specify that you want contact level data. A little bit more advanced feature we'll talk about later. A contact is a person associated with a lead. So a lead can have multiple contacts. In enterprise sales, where you're selling to a company, you might have the CEO, the VP of sales, and the operations director all listed as contacts under the same lead. But in B2C, typically a lead is a contact. They're the same thing, which makes building a lot easier. Contacts will hold personal level information like a name, an email, a phone number, a title. Communications like calls and emails and texts are all going to be in a lead profile, but you can filter for specific events associated with each contact. Company data goes on to the lead. Industry, company size, lead source, CRM type. For, SendBlue, we collect what CRM someone uses, maybe how much revenue they do. And then personal data goes on to the contact. So this is that person's title, maybe their LinkedIn URL, things like their email, their phone number, custom activities. Those get logged on a lead level. When your rep fills out a form for a demo call completed, that form gets logged on the activities lead level. This matters for smart views because smart views filter for leads based on their activities. Most accounts that I build have one primary contact per lead, one company, one decision maker. But if you're doing something like enterprise sales, or you're doing something like real estate or wholesaling, how you build these contacts and how you associate with each other can be a little bit different. If you're doing wholesaling, check out the video on my page on building a wholesaling account inside of Close CRM. But you definitely don't want to mess this part up because this is one of those foundational pieces that's really hard to go back on if you screw it up. Totally simple concept in this video, but absolutely foundational for everything that comes next. So now we're going to be ready to build the backbone of your entire Close CRM account, custom activities. That's next, and it's one of the most important videos in this entire course, so don't skip it. Click on it now. If there's one video in this entire course that you absolutely cannot skip, is this one right here. Custom activities, they are the backbone of your Close CRM account. They are the teller of truth. They tell the story of how every single lead interacted with your sales process. And when you build them right, everything becomes easy. Your smart views work, your automations fire correctly, your pipeline is clean. When you build them wrong, or you don't build them at all, you are going to be flying completely blind. You don't know where your leads are in the process. You don't know what happened on the last call. You don't know who followed up and who didn't. Your CRM becomes a fancy contact list that nobody trusts. You'd be better off using a Google Sheet. A custom activity is just a form. That's all it is. You create the activity, you add fields to it, drop down single selects for outcomes, date fields for dates, user fields for assigned reps, text fields for notes. And then you tell your sales reps at this part of the process, fill out this form. Every step that you mapped in the previous video that I filmed becomes a custom activity. Your top of funnel opt-in is a 0-1 new activity. Your demo call booked could be a 0-2 demo call booked activity. Your demo call completed could be a 0-3. Your demo call not completed could be a 0-4. Your sale 1 could be a 0-5. Your send contract can be a 0-6. Each one is a form that your reps or your automations will submit at the right part of the process. And then every time your rep or your automation submits one, it's going to become a time-stamped record on the lead profile telling the story of what happened. Real quick note, just depending on what plan you selected with Close CRM, I believe at the time of filming this video, it's the 2 highest plans that come with custom activities. So you're going to want to make sure that you're on one of those plans or you can't use custom activities at all. And honestly, that's going to limit you significantly when it comes to using Close CRM. You're not going to be able to do any of the stuff that I talk about in this course without being on one of the 2 highest plans. I personally recommend the scale plan. It gives you everything that I'll talk about in here, including all of the cool dialer features like predictive dialer, unlimited call recording, some important compliance stuff for bigger businesses out there. That combination is going to be what's going to let you run a real sales operation at scale. All right, we're back inside of Close CRM. We're under settings, custom activities. This is where they live. This is where we build them. I'm inside of my actual SendBlue CRM. I'm going to use this to demo how you set up custom activities. First, there's a 0-1 new activity. This is your top of funnel entry point. Every lead that enters your world probably gets this activity, definitely gets this activity. I've got in here the date of the activity. This is a date field, very important. I've got in here the activity type. Did they come from a certain event like the Andy Elliott event? Did they sign up for our free API? Did they come from this event? Did they come for a Meta VSL? Were they coming from Meta Organic? Did they come from an outbound set? Were they a new TikTok lead? Did they come straight to our website? These are all of the top of funnel actions where a lead can enter your CRM. Did they get a lead magnet, an ebook? Did they come from Google? Did they come from the CloseDr? Did they come from this YouTube video? Every lead gets a 0-1 new activity. It is a lead touching your funnel somewhere, okay? From there, at the SendBlue team, we want to make contact with that lead. We're dialing. We're in the speed the lead bucket. We're dialing. And then we get that lead to pick up. Boom, we fill out a 0-2 contact made. What information are we getting at that part of the process? We're getting the date of the contact. If a closer made the dial, the closer is filling out who the lead owner was. We're getting the outcome. Was it a bad fit? Was it a booked demo? Was it a callback? Was it a canceled demo? Did we have a conversation? Were there notes for us to get? This is that next part of our mapped sales process to then pull someone to a demo call booked. And when a demo call booked activity gets filled out, we can automate this from our CRM. We get the date of the call, the booking creation date. Oftentimes those are 2 different things. The lead owner, who was the call booked with, the source, where did it come from? Did it come from a fan basis referral? Did it come from the level up event? Did it come from a Google opt-in non-branded form? Was it a self-set? All of this feeds reporting for me in the future. And I can automate all of this as well, either through Close CRM Workflow Builder or through Zapier. Very, very important. What's the next part of my process? That call gets completed or that call does not get completed. What are my options for a demo call not completed? I put in a lead owner, a user field, a date of call, a date field, an outcome, a drop-down single select field. How about that? Depending on this information here, I also feed my reporting. I get my no-show rates now. What rate are people canceling calls? What is my internal cancel rate? How many just garbage leads are landing on the calendar? When I move someone and mark them as no-show, am I enrolling that person into a workflow that then sends them iMessages through SendBlue to get them back into the funnel? You can do that. If the call was completed, I get a lot more information. I get the lead owner. I'm always bringing things back to the date of the call, the outcome, bad fit, not interested, follow-up, not qualified, 1. Was there an objection that they gave me on that call so I can study the common objections and train on them? What confidence level was given to me that I'm going to close that that deal? What MRR do I expect? What did I pitch on that call? Did I pitch nothing? Did I pitch the blue ocean deal, the accelerator package? Now I'm able to break my reporting up into what's my close rate by the offer that I'm pitching. In the future, when I want to create a smart view of leads that I pitched accelerator, I can get them all into an email sequence or a send blue sequence that talks about accelerator or small businesses related items. All of this information captured inside of my custom fields. A deal one. What information am I getting inside a deal one? Much more information for reporting, for automations to create people's accounts, to send them contracts through Close CRM with the Signwell integration, filling in additional notes or what a platform fee is for someone based on the product or program that they bought. Okay, all of this can be built, automated, tracked. Feed your data, feed your smart views, feed your reporting inside of Close CRM custom activities. Just think of them like forms. So if I go into now a full lead profile, let me find a one customer here inside of SendBlue. We found Mr. Seth. I'm going to have to blur a lot of information when I'm inside of live accounts. But if I filter just by custom activities on this profile, I can see blue opt-in form for me. That's a meta lead source 6 days ago on February 10th. I can see then on February 10th, that call was booked for February 12th with Mr. Simon from the Meta lead source as well for an iMessage demo. That call did not get completed. It was actually rescheduled. Then I see the call was completed because we sent a contract to this individual and then a deal one form. What I would have loved to see from Mr. Simon here would have been a demo call completed activity right in this next slot to complete the full process, but the picture is generally there. I'll have that conversation with Simon after this. When you build all of these activities and your team's filling them out constantly, every single lead profile in your CRM tells a complete story. You click on any lead, you can filter by custom activities, and you're going to see the full journey from the very first touch point to the current moment. For example, April 5th, opted in for a demo on the website. April 6th, booked a demo with this lead owner. April 8th, demo call got completed. Outcome was follow-up. The ejection was timing. The package discussed was the Blue Ocean package. April 11th, the closer followed up with iMessage using SendBlue. April 14th, the deal was won and the contract was sent through Signwell. Initial payment, $2,500. Total value, $12,000. Whatever information is important to you, you can capture in these custom activities, send elsewhere in your CRM. That story is going to be told the exact same way for every single lead. Same fields, same drop downs, same chronological order. And when you have that consistency across hundreds or thousands of leads, you can start to find patterns. You can see which lead source produces the best close rates, which objections kill deals, where in the process sales reps are getting stuck. You can scale what works and fix what doesn't work. That is the power of clean data with custom activities. Now here's where it can get really powerful, and that is that every custom activity can be used as a trigger inside of Close CRM workflows. You no longer have to rely on Zapier. So every time a custom activity is submitted, you can get an opportunity stage to move through the pipeline, or you can update a lead status, or you can send a text message. If you are using Zapier, you can send those custom activities to a spreadsheet row and then build reporting and dashboards off of it. The opportunities are really going to be endless, but we need that sales process mapped, and we need to follow and fill out custom activities the right way. When someone books through your scheduling tool, you can use Zapier to then have that custom activity of a demo call booked filled out automatically. When a custom activity for send a contract is filled out, you can use Zapier to then input the fields into Signwell or DocuSign or whatever contract tool you're using. And here's going to be a pro tip that's going to combine two of the most powerful things in this course, and that is when you pair custom activities with iMessage automations like a demo not completed and rolls a lead into a workflow to send GIFs and videos to get that person to come back and show up to their demo, you can really do some incredible things. Or for demo confirmations, you can automate a video from the closer lead owner when a call gets booked. Not an SMS, not an email, an actual iMessage video, typing indicators. It looks like a real person picked up their phone and texted the lead, and the response rates on those iMessages are going to dominate compared to green SMS. And here's the philosophy behind it all. And that is that pre-call conversations are way better than pre-call confirmation. So it's one thing to confirm an appointment. It's another thing to have a full-blown conversation with your prospect before they show up. Ask a question, get the lead to start talking to you. Every single time they respond, their hand goes higher and higher and higher and higher, and you'll watch your close rates go higher and higher at the same time. So if you want to see how that part of this works, I'll leave a link down in the description where you can give me your name, email, phone number. I will send you a text. Tell me you're looking at Send Blue, and I'll walk you through the whole thing. Custom activities are the backbone. Get these right, and everything else I teach you in this course will get easy. Get these wrong, and nothing will probably work for you. Sign up for Close down on the link in the description, and you're going to get my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free. If you want my team to build your CRM for you, build your custom activities for you, then give me your name, email, phone number. I'll shoot you a text. Tell me about your business, what you're looking for, and I'll see if I can help. Next up, we're going to talk about custom fields, where to put them, how to use them, and how to use AI Enrich, a new feature to get those fields filled out automatically for you. Click on it now. Custom fields are going to capture information about a lead that is not going to change depending on where they are in a sales process. Where they came from, what industry they're in, what CRM they use, how big their company is. That data is going to live permanently in the bottom left of a lead profile. It's incredibly powerful for segmenting or reporting information on your leads or building smart views. Here's the really simple distinction for you, and that is custom activities capture data at a point in time. They're timestamped. They tell you what happened and when it happened. Demo was completed on March 7th. A sale was won on March 14th, whereas custom fields capture data about the lead itself. It's static. It's always there. The lead source is Facebook. The industry is SaaS. The company size is 50 employees. It doesn't change on whether they booked a demo or whether you closed a deal. My rule of thumb is that if the data happens during the sales process and has a date attached to it, it's probably a custom activity. If it's a characteristic of a lead that you want to segment on permanently, it's probably a custom field, and sometimes you put data in both places. Here's something that makes custom fields even more powerful for you, and that is Close CRM has a feature called AI Enrich. You set up a custom field, you write a guidance prompt telling the AI what to look for, and it will search the web and find the information to fill in that field automatically. It costs about 5 cents per enrich, so you can have Close automatically look up a company's LinkedIn URL, for example, classify their industry from a predefined list, or check if they have a careers page, which tells you that they're hiring. Maybe that is a signal that's important to your motion. Analyze their homepage to figure out their go-to-market motion. All of this can happen automatically with Close CRM AI Enrich on an individual lead's level. You can turn it on automatically inside of the custom field, or you can hover over a lead when you're on a profile, click a button, and then it will go do the scraping for you. Every enrich field is actually going to give you a confidence indicator on how good it thinks it did. So green's going to be for high confidence, yellow's going to be for medium confidence, and red's going to be for low. And then when you actually hover over, you're going to see a reason as to why it gave the answer that it gave, which is pretty cool. The key to getting good data is going to be writing good guidance prompt inside of the custom field settings. I'll show you examples here on a screen share, and I'll go much deeper on AI Enrich in this course in a later video. Here's a tip that most Close CRM users miss entirely, and that is that if you bring application data into custom fields on the lead, Close's Explorer tab can do a much better job at mapping said information for you when you can break people down by their specific custom field, like mapping leads you get over time by a specific source, for example. But if you put that data inside of a custom activity, you can't get that same exact breakdown. So where you put your data matters. Sometimes you're putting it in both places. Custom fields live on the bottom left-hand side of a lead's profile. If I scroll down on the left-hand side, I can see website information, LinkedIn URLs, Zoom links that are associated with a person. That way I can send automated messages with a person-specific Zoom link. I've got a lead owner over here. I've got their website URL. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm not worried about needing to move or place somewhere else. When I'm on this profile, it's always in the bottom left. It's so easy for me to find. I don't have to filter through everything on a lead profile, all the conversations, all the notes, all the meetings, all the tasks. I just got it here in the bottom left all the time. Some common custom fields that you're going to want to find yourself building might be something like a lead source, and you want to make that a drop-down single select. This way, not everyone is typing in different lead sources. They can all just type in and choose from the single select. Then your reporting is going to be a lot easier. Building your smart views is going to be a lot easier. Now, when I search lead source, there's my lead source, and I can do is any of, and I can select through one of those options. If I made this a text field, I would have to do is and type in the word Google. Now imagine if someone typed in Google and misspelled it, or typed in Facebook instead of Meta. Your reporting is going to be all over the place. It's very important that you make sure your custom fields are set up to be the right field type. So lead source is going to be a common one. LinkedIn URL is one that I like. If I'm doing a lead-based custom field where I'll then use AI enrich, and I'll do something like analyze this Close CRM profile for name, email, phone number, website information, and find the matching LinkedIn profile associated with this lead. Boom. AI enrich can now pull a LinkedIn URL for me, which I would want to put into a text field because it's going to be a URL. If you are going to use AI enrich, you can actually use the workflow builder to bulk enroll a smart view into a workflow to get AI enrich to update all custom fields for that lead in that smart view. If you want to do that, just use it on a couple test leads first before you go spend the 5 cents per lookup to go do all that work for you. And make sure that it gives you a good signal on accurate data. That's custom fields. Simple concept, big impact, especially when combined with AI enrich to fill them in automatically. We're in that era, baby. Sign up for Close CRM using my link down in the description that helps me support this channel. And I'll give you my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free, which you will not find on this channel. And if you want me to build your CRM for you, click the link down below. Give me your name, email, phone number. I'll send you a text. You tell me about your business. We'll see if we can do the tango together. Next video, we're going to talk about lead statuses and pipelines. This is where that 30,000 foot view and the 1,000 foot view from earlier are really going to start come together in the hierarchy. Click on it now. Lead statuses are one of the simplest features inside of Close CRM or any CRM, but they get the most abused, absolutely. I've seen accounts with 80 lead statuses, 80. And when you get to that point, your CRM is going to be unusable. Nobody knows what statuses to pick. Data is going to be all over the place, and your reporting is going to be meaningless. Lead statuses are your 30,000 foot overview. They describe a lead's relationship to your company, and the default lead statuses when you sign up for a Close account are pretty good. That's it. That's all they're good for. They're not meant to track where someone is in the sales process. That's what your opportunity pipelines are going to be for. So if you want to add a lead status called demo completed or proposal sent, please stop right now. That is not a lead status. Keep lead statuses under 10 maximum. You would need 10. In most of my accounts, I use potential, qualified, not qualified, customer, do not contact, bad fit, canceled customer or churned customer if that's part of your pipeline where people are active or not active. Maybe one or two more that's going to be specific to your business, but that's going to be it. Lead statuses should update automatically when a custom activity is submitted or reps fill out a demo call completed with an outcome of qualified. Update the status to qualified. If the demo call completed is filled out with the status of not qualified, update the status to not qualified. You can do this with Close CRM's built-in automation builder. It's going to be one less click for your sales reps. It's going to be one less decision, one less opportunity for bad data to exist. That's going to be more clean data in, clean data out. Inside of Close, go on over to settings, then go to statuses and pipelines. At the top, you'll find your lead statuses. Those are those 30,000 foot overview statuses that I talked about. Looks like I have 10 inside of here. I wish I had less. Like I've got 10, one's bad number. That could also probably be DNC. I got one never responded. That could probably just leave leads in potential, but I do a little other stuff to just remove them from the process with those tags. But I don't have any more than 10 lead statuses in here. You can also make those statuses colors now in Close CRM if you want when editing them. You can choose a color, which visually looks nice to point out who a customer, who a DNC is, at least in this case. Now, when I scroll down to my opportunity pipelines, this is the stage of a deal and should align with your overall sales process. Hence, this first pipeline for me is called sales process. And it looks like a potential lead coming into the CRM, a demo being booked, a demo not completed, a demo completed. Wait, Sam, those are just your custom activities. Yes, they are just the same as the custom activities. And I use Close CRM workflows when one custom activity is submitted to update the opportunity pipeline along the way, or update the lead status along the way. But in here, I also have a 3-day ghost, a 7-day ghost, a 30-day ghost. This is a newer thing I've started to do over the last year. I never knew what to do when someone was in a completed demo stage and they just started to ghost me. Does that mean the deal is lost? Does that mean I need to follow up more? I don't know. Let me move it into this 3-day ghost pipeline stage. Oh, let me make a smart view for all my leads in the 3-day ghost stage. Let me make a smart view for all my leads in the 7-day ghost stage. Let me make a smart view for all my leads in the 30-day ghost stage. Leads that enter the pipeline need to have a way to exit the pipeline, whether they're ending up as a won deal, a lost deal. They got to end up in one of them. And someone's going to tell you they're a lost deal, or they're just going to ghost you for too long. They're going to end up as a lost deal. So we need to move our leads through our pipeline. I also do a finance pipeline to track people's initial payments. I automate this with the workflow builder as well, where you can do a submitted custom activity, can create an opportunity, and that opportunity can have a confidence level, which I grab from, say, my demo completed custom activity. Creates an opportunity with a certain confidence. I also have my contract pipeline as well, which is important here. When I send a contract, it creates that stage. When someone views a contract, the SignWell integration will find the pipeline stage and move it to viewed. When someone signs the contract, the SignWell pipeline automation will move to signed automatically, which is a great touch as well. You can view your opportunities either in this Kanban view right here by clicking on opportunities. And if I go into my sales process pipeline, I can look at all my leads with a close date of this month. I can see who's in a potential stage, who's still coming up with a demo booked, who's in a demo not completed stage, who's in a demo completed stage, who's in a ghost stage. I can see my last touch points very, very easily here in this Kanban view, which is nice as well. And you can also look at your opportunities through a list view, which I'll talk about further in another video. What's nice about the Kanban view is opportunities that have values assigned to them with confidence levels will help you with projecting the revenue for said opportunity. Like this $30,000 opportunity with a 40% confidence has a total expected value of 30,000 times 40% or $12,000. Keep your statuses at the highest of levels, under 10 for sure. Use pipelines to track deals through the process. Automate the connection between custom activities and pipeline stages so your reps never have to think about moving one to the other. Sign up for Close CRM using my link, free onboarding guide for your sales reps. If you do so, shoot me a text if you want me to build your CRM for you. Just give me your name, email, and phone number down in the description. Next video is going to be on opportunities. We're going to go much deeper on opportunities, on pipeline management stages, confidence calculations, how to use pipeline view to run your sales meetings, and how to project your upcoming revenue with this pipeline view. See you in the next video. In the last video, I gave you the overview on statuses and pipelines, and now we're going to show you inside. I'm going to show you exactly how to structure your stages, how Close calculates weighted revenue, how to set up confidence percentages, and most importantly, how to use your pipeline to run your sales meetings and actually hold your sales team accountable to the deals in their pipeline. Running sales meetings. Here's how I run sales meetings from the pipeline. You're going to open your opportunities list view. This is a fun one. Sort by expected close date. Start at the top and walk through each deal with each rep. Where is this deal at? What's the next step? Is the close date realistic, or are we just hoping here? Is this value realistic? Has there been a deal that's been sitting in the same stage for too dang long? When's the last touch point we made on this deal? Let's do today. Maybe that's a dead deal and a rep's afraid to admit it. You've got this view to be able to talk about it in front of everyone on your sales meetings. You can get updates in real time. This motion combined with the process check smart views that I'm going to show you in the smart views video are going to give you full picture, full accountability in under 15 minutes into all of the deals that are in your pipeline right now. So that's going to be real data, real conversations, no slides to look at, no spreadsheets to look at, just the CRM. Let me show you what I'm talking about with setting an opportunity value and setting a confidence for that opportunity. If I look at my demo call completed activity, I can see that a mandatory field for my reps to fill out is a confidence field. They put in that confidence field, they put in the expected close date, they put in the expected MRR, and then a workflow inside of Close CRM can then be used to update that opportunity when that completed activity is submitted. You can see here that you can build a new workflow. It can trigger off of a custom activity event, like a demo call completed event. And then one of your action steps from there can be to create an opportunity. And in the create an opportunity, you can pull fields from the trigger to update the value, the period, the confidence, the estimated close date, and who it's assigned to. So you can automate all of those pipeline stages moving, all of your forecasting with Close CRM workflows. You don't have to use Zapier anymore, which used to be really, really hard, and I used to have to do all the time. In all of my accounts, these opportunity stages, for the most part, are always going to be moved by a sales rep through custom activities themselves. Almost never, ever, ever is the sales rep clicking into an opportunity and moving it to the next stage unless they're moving it into a ghosting stage. That's the only time that an opportunity would move into the next stage. And even if I wanted to automate that one, I could. I could create a smart view of every lead that's in this stage where I sent them a text, but they haven't responded for this amount of days. And for that, you would have to use Zapier to automate it to the next stage, but you could still do it, which is pretty cool. So once again, just check how those sales process stages really align with the custom activity stages as well. This is part of that relentless execution that I'm talking about. It becomes a lot easier to have relentless execution when you've removed a bunch of those unnecessary clicks from your sales reps day to day. There's a lot of opportunity for a human to make a mistake inside of your CRM. So whatever you can do to remove the opportunity for mistakes is going to help you get better sales reps with better processes, with better reporting, so you make better decisions. I mentioned I would talk about how you can use this list view to run sales meetings. Now what I do is I click on opportunities, list, I filter for all users, I filter for my statuses that aren't won or lost. I will sort by confidence. And now right here at the top, I've got this lead with a 90% chance at closing for $1,000 subscription, Mr. Eduardo. Well, I would want to know from user Andrew Stanek here, what the heck is going on with Eduardo? When's Eduardo going to sign up? Is he ready to sign up today? Is today Eduardo's day? Tell me about it. What about Sam down here with an 80% confidence? Also assigned to, this time, Andrew Evans. Andrew Evans, tell me about Sam. Let's catch up on Sam. Right here, I can click into Sam's profile. I want to have everything blurred here, but if I wanted to go see all the latest communication, I can see it. If I want to see where this is at, I can see it. Running sales meetings becomes really, really effective when you can just go into this view and call out the highest chance of closing or the biggest value opportunities that are in our pipeline right now. This should be 10 minutes of your sales meeting. You're not going to be looking at slides. You're not going to be looking at spreadsheets that someone just prepared that morning. You're going to be looking at real-time CRM data that's going to help you make more money today. So you're going to really want to keep your stages clean, right? You're going to want to automate the movement, use the pipeline view to hold your team accountable. And we want relentless execution here, right? That means knowing where every deal is all the time. That's your money at the end of the day. Sign up for Close CRM on my link down in the description. I'm going to give you my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free. Or if you want me to build your Close CRM personally, build it for you, I will. Just give me your name, email, and phone number on the form down in the description. I'll send you a text. You can tell me all about your business's needs and I'll see if I can help. Now comes the big video next. It's probably going to be the longest one in here. It's going to be about smart views, one of the most important ones. This is where everything we've built so far is going to come together into a system for your reps to actually use every single day. If you only watch one video in the entire playlist, make it this next one on smart views. Click on it now. The number one killer of revenue in your sales team's process is going to be decision fatigue. When your rep logs into the screen and they're staring at their CRM full of leads, they're trying to figure out who to call next, who to follow up with, whether that lead ghosted me or I ghosted that lead, they might end up making no decision at all. They then check their email, they then scroll on their phone. They do anything except pick up the phone and dial the lead. And that's where your money is going to die. Smart Views can fix all of that for you. When they're built right, your sales reps don't have to think. They just work. They're buckets. I call them buckets. Their buckets will fill up. They perform the required action in said bucket, and that lead disappears. No lead will ever slip through the cracks. No rep ever has to wonder what to do next. And in this video, I'm going to show you every single thing I know about Smart Views after building hundreds of closed accounts over the last 7 years. We're going to go inside of a live account, and I'm going to be building these Smart Views in this video with you. And by the end of this video, your reps will log into their Close CRM account. They will click on their Smart View. They will do number 1. They will do the work. They will click on Smart View 2. They will do the work. They will click on Smart View 3. They will do the work. They will empty the bucket. It will be clear. It will be concise. That is the goal, the relentless execution. This is the most important video in my entire Close CRM account. Let's go. A Smart View, or a bucket, I call them, and they are called buckets inside of SendBlue, is a saved, filtered list of leads. You set criteria, and Close gives you a real-time list, really, really fast. Leads flow into each bucket or Smart View when they match a certain criteria, and then they flow out when they don't, and that list will always stay current and up to date for you. Custom activities are going to be the backbone. Smart Views are going to be more like the brain. They take all of that data your team has been logging and all of the activity they've been having inside of a lead profile, and they turn it into action for your sales reps. They answer the question, what should I do right now for your sales reps? And here's the daily mantra that I teach every single rep I onboard, and that is to show up to all your meetings on time. Being late is inexcusable. Clear your inbox every single day inside of Close CRM. Clear your Smart Views every single day. And if your team does those 3 things, no lead will ever slip through the cracks in your CRM if you built it right. I promise you that. Think of every Smart View like a bucket, I said. That's the mental model that we want to go off, and that is that buckets fill up on that criteria. A lead hasn't been talked to in 3 days. Then they'll drop into my follow-up bucket where I need to put a touch point on them, and then I put a touch point on that lead, and they disappear from that bucket for another 3 days. Or a brand new lead came into the CRM and it has 0 calls. Well, that's going to end up in my speed to lead bucket, which can be filtered by the newest created lead with the least amount of calls. So when I call said lead, I'm always calling the newest one first. And when I call that lead, they disappear from the bucket. So speed to lead becomes very simple. We do the action, we call the lead, we fill out the custom activity if they picked up, we send the text where we need to, send the iMessage through SendBlue. Whatever the action is, when the sales rep does it, the lead will disappear from the bucket and the criteria no longer matches, right? We put the touch point on them. It's going to be gone from that bucket. Next day, bucket fills up with maybe the same lead or new leads, depending on how that bucket is built. And the rep's only job is to perform the action to empty the bucket. Click the Smart View, click the lead, do the work. That's it. Relentless execution over and over and over again. Every Smart View that I'm going to build and show you how to build is going to fall into one of 3 categories. And number 1 is going to be your day-to-day Smart Views. These are the Smart Views that your reps live in. It's today's demos. It's the upcoming demos. It's the leads I need to follow up with. It's the demos that no-showed me that I need to get back in touch with. It's the clients I need to check in with. These Smart Views should all be numbered, maybe put an emoji in front of them. Close doesn't have folders yet, at least at the time of filming this video. So it's going to make it easier for your reps to visually see their buckets, their Smart Views, put them in the right order. The rep clicks one, they do the work. They click on the next one, they do the work. Their entire day is mapped out in numbered order for them. So number 2, reporting and process check Smart Views. These are what the managers are going to use, probably the person watching this video. How many calls were booked from Meta yesterday? How many demos happened this week compared to last week? Who hasn't filled out their post-call notes? Are there deals stuck in a certain stage without a touch point? This is going to be your accountability layer inside of your CRM. Don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how to build these. Number 3 is going to be your free-for-all or your speed to lead Smart Views. These are shared with everyone on the team. Master dial lists for calling your speed to lead or leads that are overdue on a certain touch point because someone's not doing their job. Speed to lead is, like I said, the biggest lever you can pull inside of your sales process, and these Smart Views are going to be how you can unlock them. Quick reality check before we build. Smart views are going to be only as good as the data that you're feeding it. And if your custom activities aren't built right, if your field types are wrong, if your reps aren't filling out their activities consistently when they're supposed to, your smart views will show garbage all the time. So make sure you go back and watch the custom activities video or the custom fields video if you skip them. I'm super serious. This video depends on everything that came before it. All right, inside of Close here on the left-hand side, we've got all of our smart views. You can collapse this, by the way, if you ever wanted to, just like that. But I'm going to start off with our day-to-day smart views. I use the color blue for my closers over at SendBlue. I'm still inside the SendBlue Live account here. So if I blur information, it's because I have to blur information. And the first smart view I build here is a 01 today's demos, where there is a 03 demo call booked custom activity matching all of date of call is today, lead owner is me. Watch how easy this is to build. Leads, add filter, custom activities. There is a demo call booked where the date of call is today. And the lead owner is any of me. And I do it like me because when I save this smart view and I give it an emoji and I give it a number and I drag them into the right order to make my life easier, I can now share this smart view across my organization, or I can share with specific users or groups. And that's where creating groups is a lot more beneficial. So when you just add someone to a closer group and they log into their account for the first time, they can have all the smart views shared with closer groups. So I've got today's demos as number 1. I've got upcoming demos as number 2. And that's where there's a demo call book. The lead owner is me and the date of the call is after today. I want to start my pre-call conversations with all of my upcoming demos. What comes next? My completed demo follow-up. I've got some leads in here. 9 of them. 9 leads where the current lead status is any of qualified or potential. There's an opportunity in the demo books or completed stage, just in case one's accidentally still hanging out in that demo book stage, which it shouldn't be. I haven't touched, so the last communication date, this is my favorite filter. The last communication date is before 2 days ago. There's no task on the profile. I'm the lead owner, and then don't worry about that last one. They're not relevant here, just this account thing. Now, if I go into one of these leads, you saw there was 9 leads in that bucket, and I log a call on the profile. Let's pretend I just logged, and I go back to this bucket. I will see there's now 8 leads. Oh my gosh. And if I go to the next lead, the next lead, the next lead, or I power dial through here, I can empty my buckets just like that for all of my completed demos. What about all my demos where I haven't touched them in 2 days and they're all sitting in the demo not completed opportunity pipeline stage? I'm the lead owner. There's no task. Their current status is qualified or potential. I put a touch point on one of these leads. Let me go to Mr. Joe's profile. I call Joe. I text Joe. I email Joe. There were 9 leads in that bucket. Let me refresh. Come on, Close CRM gods. Come on. There's now 8 leads. Just like that, the bucket fills up. It empties. I can move my leads through my pipeline. I can make sure they never slipped. What comes after touching my not completed demos? It's all my people in my ghosting stages. Show me all my leads that are in my 3-day ghost pipeline stage. I'm the owner. There's no task and I haven't touched them in 1 day. What about in the 7-day stage? I haven't touched them in 2 days. What about in the 30-day stage? I haven't touched them in 5 days. So these leads will show up less frequently over time. What about all the leads I made contact with? I haven't put a touch point on. So there's a 02 contact made custom activity where I'm the lead owner. I haven't talked to him in 2 days and they still haven't booked a call. I need to get those leads to book a call, of course. What about checking in with my lost deal? Show me everyone who's in an opportunity stage where the status is lost and I haven't talked to him in 3 weeks. These leads only need a touch point every 3 weeks. Do you get it? Do you get what's going on here? The buckets fill up when certain criteria is met. They empty when other criteria is met. No lead could ever possibly get lost inside of here. If you're building these views for setters, it's probably just a shorter process. Your upcoming set demos, the qualified follow-ups, no-showed set demos. Maybe you want to give them a view to see all their set calls. Maybe you want to give them a view to see all their set calls who actually showed up. If you don't know what order to put your smart views in, I just put them in XX until I figure out what order to put my smart views in, and then I'll number them. And then you want to change them over time. Oh, it's the wrong order. I'll start to use decimals, 10, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, etc. All right, so you're reps now have got their day-to-day buckets. They've cleared them all. They know who to call, who to follow up with, who's ghosting them, who to check in on, who didn't show to a demo that needs to. But there's that other category of smart views we talked about, and that's ones that can be shared with everyone on the team. This is where you're going to see probably your biggest calling numbers and biggest needle mover, honestly, at your top of funnel pipeline. That is going to be your speed to lead buckets. And if you're using the power dialer or predictive dialer with Close CRM, this can really get worked through really fast. Just make sure that you don't have sales reps making dials to make dials or cheating the system to hit their numbers, whatever number you're holding them accountable to. For me and my teams, it's 100 calls a day. I personally like with speed to lead a double dial, and ideally you're using SendBlue and making a FaceTime audio dial to the iPhone users. In these smart views, I label them in green. I put them under a free-for-all section. What is this? This is just initial lead status is, I guess, whatever. Look, there's some random stuff in here, but really I just want to create a random smart view that I can label a random thing so I can drag it around and create my pretty sections. My speed to lead in this case is actually made up of leads that are in different smart views. So I've got different master dial buckets where leads meet certain criteria, and depending on how all of that data is met, you can then create a smart view that collects other smart views and then add filters on top of that. Very advanced and totally possibly not at all necessary depending on how simple your process is. But over time, your CRM, you'll recognize that you might need to add a couple things to your smart view filters just to make sure that things are operating, functioning, keeping the leads in that we want in, keeping the ones out that we want out. So this speed to lead bucket is also then filtered and sorted by date created, descending, and number of calls ascending. So it'll always give me the newest lead at the top with the least amount of calls. The newest lead with the least amount of calls. In this case, I've got total number of calls is less than 2. So once a lead gets 2 calls, they'll disappear. Maybe I want them to get more than that. 3 calls. Look how many leads they get up to in here now, 669. Maybe I want, more dialing to take place today. 4 calls. And look, now I have 1,200 leads that have been called less than 4 times. I definitely want those leads called a lot faster. I'm filming this on a Sunday. Our speed to lead ain't that great on a Sunday, but you definitely want this smart view in your CRM. I also have this bucket called a free-for-all bucket. This is a bunch of different filters, which essentially just all say like, hey, there's no task. There hasn't been a touch point for 7 days. It's a qualified or potential lead. There's a couple other filters I want to make sure it's not meeting the criteria of. And I'm saying to everyone, hey guys, if you want any of these leads in here, you want to claim them as your own team, you can come into this bucket. I've got 10,000 leads in here. You can dial, you can do whatever you want. You can take any lead in here without stepping on any toes inside of the CRM. So this is not only how you can do speed to lead, but how you can get some old pipeline reactivated in a free-for-all bucket as well. So your reps have their bucket. The whole team has their free-for-all and speed to lead list. But here's the thing. That is that none of that will matter if you can't catch your team when they stop following the process. That relentless execution. You can build the most beautiful CRM in the world. You can automate every single step. You can create the perfect smart views. You can build everything just so beautifully for your team. But if a sales rep can't fill out a custom activity after a call and leave us the notes that they need to leave us, or make sure that the information is logged that we require every single time, your automations will break, your reporting will be wrong, and that lead will probably ultimately slip through the cracks. That's where the process check smart views are built for. If you're a sales leader watching this, these might be the most important smart views in your entire account because they tell you who's not following the process. And in my experience, the gap between a good sales team and a great one is not going to be the talent. It's going to be the discipline in the process and that relentless execution. Let's check out my reporting and process check smart views. For reporting, I'm using this little book emoji here. For my process check smart views, I always use this siren emoji here. I want to look at my yesterday meta calls that were booked. Here they are. There's a 0-1 new activity where the date of activity is matching any of these activity types that I know comes from Meta. And there's a demo call booked custom activity where the booking creation date is yesterday. Look, there's those 3 leads. Well, if I drop off booking creation date, I'll see how many leads I got that didn't book a call. There's 17 leads I got yesterday that didn't book a call. How many total calls were booked yesterday, regardless of when the new activity. Look, this is just activity type as those 4 and the date of the activities yesterday. One is showing how many calls booked yesterday from leads generated yesterday. One showing how many calls booked yesterday from leads generated totally from that lead source. Different things. Maybe you want to see that by Google. Then I'm filtering for my activity types that have to do with Google Forms. Maybe I want to see that just by my website. Then I'm filtering for my activity types that have to do with my website forms. Reporting smart views. They look like that. Process check smart views. Needs demo booked self set. There's one lead in here. What's saying here? A 02 contact made is matching demo booked, but there's no demo booked activity. Well, how could that be possible? If I look on this profile, I can see that Isaac Graham on February 13th, 2 days ago, made contact where the outcome was demo booked, but Isaac Graham has not filled out this demo booked activity. As soon as this demo booked activity gets filled out by Isaac with a source of self set, that lead will be removed from this bucket. How awesome is that? If I go into my needs demo booked activity, this is same sort of thing. Maybe I need to look at my needs post call notes. These are all of my leads where there was a demo call booked activity, but there's not a demo call completed activity and the date of the call has passed and it's not a deal won. I need my sales reps to tell me what the heck happened with all these leads. If I look at Elliot's profile here, I filter just by custom activities. I see that's 01 new activity 3 days ago on the website. I see they booked a demo call. I see the Fathom recording, but I'm waiting on Adam, the lead owner here, to tell me that the demo call was completed. Fill out this custom activity so it can move this opportunity stage so all of his day-to-day smart views can then be updated and my reporting can then be updated. Am I making sense? You can apply this sort of structure to any part of your process with a process check. You just want to make sure that you're not selecting for a lead owner because you want to do general across the whole CRM. Whereas when you're creating day-to-day smart views, you're always adding something like lead owner is me. That way, when you share it with a sales rep, they have just their leads. Some quick tips. Last communication date is the single most important filter that I believe I use in Smart Views. It's what makes up a lot of the bucket methodology for touch points. So when a rep touches a lead, the last communication date updates and the lead can exit a bucket. You also want to make sure that your buckets are set up where if a lead owner is set as me, when you share that bucket with everyone inside of the organization, everyone that logs in is going to be able to access that bucket, and you can share with specific users or you can share with user groups. You can filter a smart view by another smart view, which is pretty advanced. This is powerful for like complex smart view building where you can build one smart view with one set of information, build another smart view with another set of information, and then make a third smart view that combines those two smart views. Just make sure whatever you're building, you're going to pick the simplest version for yourself and then iterate from there. Remember that your CRM is a product, not a project. Some common mistakes people make is going to be too many smart views. Keep your day-to-day pretty simple for your reps, maybe no more than 10 smart views max. Not sharing views or setting them up to be shared with the right reps or the right user groups. Some people will build their smart views before they build the foundation of their account with the custom activities. That's not a good move to make. Some people build smart views with no naming conventions. Not a good move. Use numbers to label them. Use emojis to label them. And that way when a new rep logs into their CRM, they'll have everything laid out in front of them because chances are the smart views you built won't be in the same order when a new rep logs in or when you shared them with a new rep. Every smart view needs a clear condition where a lead enters the bucket and a clear condition where a lead exits the bucket. It's going to make it so easy for your sales reps. We don't want these views to become a graveyard that no one's going to open. Let me paint the picture for you on what a rep's full day is going to look like inside of the system. So they're going to log in and the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to clear their inbox. They're going to have all their messages they need to reply to, all their emails they need to reply to, all their tasks they need to complete, all their opportunities that are due today that require action. This is going to be some really time-sensitive stuff. A lead replied to SendBlue iMessage yesterday. It's going to be in your inbox, and that's a live conversation. Conversions happen in conversations. Let's get someone jumping on that right now. After we've cleared our inbox, then we're going to move into Smart View number 1, today's demos. We're going to show up to all of our demos on time. We're We're going to prep for our demos. We're going to confirm our demos. We're going to review all the leads that we're talking to. We're going to get our pre-call conversations going. But don't just send, the boring, hey, just confirming our call text. Start a conversation. Use SendBlue to send them an iMessage or a voice message or a video and ask them a question. What are you hoping to get out of our call? Get them talking before the call even starts, because pre-call conversations will absolutely dominate pre-call confirmations. Your show rates are going to go up when you can talk to people before the call. It's just the truth. You're going to close more deals. Then we'll go to our next smart view of completed demos or upcoming demos, and we'll call everyone through that list. We'll text them through SendBlue. We'll watch the leads disappear from the buckets. Then they'll come back the next day or the next day. Maybe we've got our ghosting smart views set up where someone's been ghosting us for a week or 30 days. We need to put a touch point on them on different amounts of time. Maybe we put a touch point on every week instead of every 2 days. Someone's been ghosting us for more than 30 days. They're still not replying. I got to move them to a lost deal. I got to get leads into my pipeline and find a way to get them out of my pipeline or to a closed deal. And after all your numbered smart views are going to be empty, then you can jump into the free-for-all. You can get into that speed to lead. You can get into that power dialing bucket on all of the free-for-all leads. You can use Close CRM's predictive dialer with friends on your team and call your leads at higher multiples than just one lead for one call. Check your inbox again before you log off. Make sure your smart views are emptied. Set some tasks for tomorrow. Go to bed, show up the next day. Do it again. Relentless execution. I don't want you to have to think if you're a sales rep. Everything I just showed you only works inside of Close CRM. So if you're not on Close yet, click link down in the description. If you haven't put in your credit card, use my link. Use my link that supports me and my channel. Click link down in the description. Give me your name, email, phone number. I'm going to shoot you a text. Make sure you sign up for Close CRM with my URL. I'm also going to give you my sales rep onboarding guide for free. You don't want to build these smart views on your own? Reach out to me. Give me your name, email, phone number. I'll text you. Tell me, Sam, I want you to build my CRM. I'll tell you if I can do it for you. Tell me about your business. Mention you came from the Smart Views video, and I'll personally build out your Smart Views for you. Next video is going to be on your inbox. If your inbox is a mess, your Smart Views, they don't matter because you've got leads and money rotting in there right now. See you in the next video. Your inbox in Close CRM is going to be the heartbeat of your day. If it's clean, you're in control. If it's a mess, leads are probably slipping through the cracks. Trust me, when that builds up over time, you're just going to want to put it off. You're going to hit select all, clear all, and you're going to say bye-bye to all the money that is built up inside of there if you're not disciplined in your process. This is where going to be all your tasks live, where all missed calls show up, where email replies land, where SMS replies appear. It's where Close tells you what needs your attention right now. The rule is very simple. Never let it get above 20 to 30 items. The goal is 0 every single day. For your inbox, you want to click the inbox button in the top left. This is where everything's going to live. Primary inbox, we have everything. Filter by emails, filter by calls, filter by messages, filter by texts. Reminders, potential contacts. These are people that emailed you but don't exist inside of the CRM that Close CRM now makes really easy for you to add to the CRM. You want to toggle in to see someone else's inbox. You can see someone else's inbox. You want to see all of your meetings without going into your calendar. You can do that. You want to look at all of the items that you completed that are done. You can look at the done ones. You want to look at what's coming up in the future. You can look at what's coming up in the future. Everything in your inbox is time sensitive. This is why this comes before clearing your smart views in a sales rep's day-to-day. We want to show up to meetings on time. We want to clear our inbox, and then we want to clear in your smart views. If you use Close CRM's A2P text messaging, the SMS, all of those texts are going to show up inside of here that you can reply to easily. Even if you use SendBlue, it's the only tool integrated with Close CRM that also shows in the native inbox. Also a great integration. This is the second item in the daily mantra. Clean your inbox every single day, right? We showed up to all of our meetings on time because that's important to us. Now we clean our inbox every single day. Then we're going to clean our smart views every single day. Why are we cleaning our inbox before it? Because inbox items are time sensitive. A missed call from 20 minutes ago was a hot lead right now. That's speed to lead. If you wait to call them back, you've already lost maybe to the next guy. A lead just texted you back after you sent your iMessage follow-up through SendBlue. That's a live conversation happening right now. Conversions happen in conversations. Go talk to those people. Drop everything you're doing and engage with the people who are sitting in your inbox. Don't let that moment die in your inbox. If your reps are sitting at 50, 60, 100 plus items, leads are dying inside of there. opportunities are rotting inside of there. And as a manager, checking inboxes, which Close makes it very easy to do to check other people's inboxes, is one of the most simplest and most effective accountability checks you can do. I even like to have sales reps at the top of a sales meeting call out how many items are in the inbox, and they have to state how many items are in the inbox amongst all their peers and figure out where they land among their peers. You're not going to be the one a rep saying I've got 100 items in my inbox when everyone else is saying they've got 5 items in their inbox. 0 is the goal. This is relentless execution at its most basic level, and it doesn't make sense unless you do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You're not going to have that aha moment maybe for 3 months. Just do it. If you haven't converted on your Close trial yet, click the link down in the description, give me your contact information, and sign up for Close on my link, because if you do, that supports me and my channel, and I'm going to give you my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free as a thank you. In the next video, we're going to talk about Close CRM's automation builder, their workflow builder. This is where things really start to get powerful inside of your CRM, because it's going to start doing a lot of the work for you, and you're going to save some money on your Zapier bill along the way. See you in the next video. Workflows are Close CRM's native automation builder. You set a trigger, you define an action, and Close will do it automatically for you. No Zapier needed. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how workflows work, when to use them versus when to use Zapier, and some of my essential workflows I recommend for every single account that I build. The rule's pretty simple. You're going to want to use Close CRM's workflow builder when the trigger and the action happen inside of Close CRM. A lead status changes and you want to send an email. That's going to be a Close CRM workflow. A custom activity is submitted. You want to create a task. That's a Close CRM workflow. Opportunity moves to a new stage. You want to send an SMS. That is a Close CRM workflow. You need to use Zapier when you want to connect an external tool to Close CRM, which is like someone booking a call on Calendly or iClose, and we want to create a lead inside of Close. An activity is submitted in Close, and we want to create a spreadsheet row in a Google Sheet, right? It's 2 different tools talking to each other. A deal closes, or we want to send a message in Slack. It's going to be a Zapier thing as well. If it involves anything outside of Close, that's Zapier or Make.com for all you Make freaks out there. We're going to want to use SendBlue's native workflow builder when you want to send iMessage automations. So the SendBlue integration won't work with Close CRM's workflow builder. Those workflows need to be separate for those send iMessage steps, but you can create multi-step iMessage sequences right inside of SendBlue's workflow builder. You can do typing indicators or send videos or create group chats, and you can do it all from Close CRM, leveraging SendBlue's workflow builder, where all the reporting and the messages still come back into the lead's profile, so your buckets can still empty. Your lead's going to think that you're a real person when you use iMessage, and your response rates are going to absolutely dominate your green SMS ones. I promise you, it's the simplest hack you can install inside of your CRM. I can't stress it enough. Green SMS conversion rates are nothing compared to iMessage with SendBlue, and I'll cover the full SendBlue integration in the integrations video of this course. One critical thing I need to say again, because it's that important, is that make sure every user in your account has send as permissions turned on inside of their settings. I covered this in the settings video, and if send as isn't enabled, then your workflows won't be able to work across the entire account, and a send SMS step from a certain user will fail if they don't have this setting turned on. It's not turned on by default. It's going to fail silently. You might not know for a couple days or weeks that it hasn't even been working. This recently happened to me, which is so silly. So make sure you go check this out if you haven't already turned this on. And you won't know until a lead complains that they never got a confirmation text. Go check this out right now if you haven't already. Here we are, brand new account workflows. I'm going to show you inside a new account for some of this demo. I'm going to show you inside my SendBlue account for some of this demo. I'm going to show you inside of SendBlue workflows for a part of this demo as well. But let's get the basics out of the way on what is included inside of workflows. If I come into workflows on the left-hand side, I hit new workflow. I can choose from a template. Close has, it looks like 6 different options of templates for me to choose from at this time, or a way for me to design my workflow with AI. You can describe your intended workflow right here inside of Close, and it will map that workflow for you based on your instructions. This is a huge update. A lot of the updates that I'm going to talk about in this workflow video, I've never mentioned before in any videos, because this is probably the place that Close CRM has invested the most amount of time and energy and resources into developing their platform. With this new workflow builder, you're just able to do so much more stuff inside of Close CRM. You're so much less reliant on Zapier, which I'll cover in a different video in this course. But yeah, let's do a start from scratch one here. Let's name our workflow a confirmation email. That is one of the 3 workflows for sure. If you only have 3 set up, sending a confirmation email or a confirmation text is one of those that you should definitely have going for you here. And if I look at my triggers on the right hand side here, I can trigger manually. I can trigger off of a lead event when a lead is created or updated, and then even filter down even further based on that lead event. Manually would be I go to a profile inside of Close CRM and I try to enroll that lead into a workflow from Close CRM. So let me just find a random lead in here. Thank you, Garrett, for volunteering. If I click over the 3 dots next to Garrett, I see there's a manage workflows button and then an enroll in workflow that I can select from here for a workflow to trigger. So back into my dummy account here, I've got a custom activity event. That is a common trigger that I'll use and the one I'm going to use for purpose of this demo. An opportunity event. So when an opportunity is created or updated, a contact event, contact created or updated, a call is created or updated, or forms also going to be covered later in this course. When a form submission event is done, native forms in Close CRM, native workflows in Close CRM, native SMS, native email in Close CRM, keeps a lot of stuff inside of Close CRM for sure. We're going to go with custom activity. I named this confirmation email, and the custom activity that I would want to base this off of if I had a demo booked custom activity, which we covered in mapping your sales process in the custom activity video, that submitted would then be the trigger to send our email. The email itself will cover in a later part of this course under templates. So I'm going to go into my live SendBlue account here and I'm going to go find this exact demo confirmation that I'm referring to. Call this demo confirmation email. If I go into edit, I can see my trigger is an automated trigger based off of a 03 demo call booked event. Yeah, I've picked one of these filters. For me, it was created by Sam Queen. That way I know it's created by the API is filling this out, because if a sales rep were to fill out the demo call booked event themselves, it's probably because they self-set it, and it's probably because they're already in communication and the demo confirmation email wouldn't make as much sense. But in this case, custom activity is published by Sam Queen, which I know is always the API in this case. The user that automates things inside of your CRM is always the user who connected the API. So if you're using Zapier, if I set up the API key in my account and connect it to Zapier, all of the API logs will log as Sam Queen. Anything automated through Zapier will log as Sam Queen. So this is the trigger. And then this is really easy. One action step. Pre-call confirmation, send from, in this case, I'm going to send from the assigned user in a custom field, an assigned user in a custom field. That for us is always a closer lead owner. A closer lead owner is always assigned in the process of the Zap, which I'll walk you through, of the demo call being booked. So I know that field is always there. And then the template that I'm going to choose is the pre-call confirmation template. You can see that populates a template tag with a contact first name. And then a lot of pre-call resources I want someone to be able to go through before their appointment, with a little call to action at the end here. We want people to open the email. We want people to watch the content, consume the content, ideally before their call, and get higher show up rates in return. Also inside of the workflow builder, you're now able, you're always able actually to get this report, but able to see how many people went through the workflow. Were there people that responded if the goal was to get a response? In this case, that's not the goal. It's just a one step, get an email out. But if that was the goal, you'd be able to see that information here. And then new in 2026 is going to be this runs tab. So you're actually going to be able to see who went through the workflow. If there are multiple workflow steps, maybe something is erroring out, or you want to understand what's happening a little bit more on a granular level, a little bit more of a look into the workflow steps, the timestamps, what's sending, what's going where. This runs step is going to be really powerful for you. What this looks like on a longer workflow, I've got this free API sign up where we just send a bunch of emails from Close CRM. Look at this. Day one, 2 emails, day 2, another email, day 4, another email, day 6, another email, day 13, day 28, day 58, day 118. If you are going to build out workflows inside of Close CRM, especially follow-up ones where you want someone to reply to you or engage with your content, let it run forever. Look at this. I was able to build a 118-day workflow with not much action required on my end. If I go into edit here, this is based on a 01 new activity event, specifically the free API sign up. How easy was that? I didn't have to use Zapier in order to build this workflow. If I look into my report here, I can see what part of the process people are responding to. Okay, 7 of 8 people replied on step 6. How cool is that? So I'm actually able to see what steps, what emails in my workflow are getting people to engage, and maybe I can start to move those emails up in the order. Maybe it's something special about those emails. And with just one click, you're able to, in this reports tab, click into the leads who are actually replying, which is pretty cool. If we go back into those same runs, I can now see that when there is a lead that is in a workflow with multiple steps, I can see how those future steps are timed. I can see when the previous steps ran, the exact timestamps. It's just going to make looking into the workflow runs a lot easier, simpler for you. So it's going to be a confirmation workflow. It's going to be another workflow for emails, for our API signups. Some other things that I want to point out for you here in the workflow builder are you can set the goals on what you want. Typically workflows, in most cases, I just showed you an example where this wasn't the case, but in most cases, your workflow is taking place because you want someone to send you a message. You want an incoming email, an incoming SMS, an incoming call. And usually this is selected by default. It might not be in my little template account here. So once you have your trigger, your action steps that you are able to add on top of that are going to be email, call, SMS, assign user, task, create opportunity, update lead. All of these are incredibly useful, probably somewhere in your process. Emails, I just walked you through those templates, walk through here. Calls, if you add a call step, you can make call steps required or optional. Now, a required call step will not allow a contact to go to, say, the next step in the workflow without the call being made. It's required. You have to make the call in order for the next step to happen. The optional step will open up another window that will let you specify how many days you're okay with passing without this step taking place for it to go on to the next one. So this would be, I'm going to give this sales rep 3 days to make this phone call. And if they don't make this phone call within 3 days, then it's going to go to the next step and send this email. That's what the optional step is doing. I do recommend you always use the optional step, but hold your team incredibly accountable to the calls themselves. And when you build workflows and you have leads that are in workflows, multiple leads in workflows that have a call step, what you'll see next to workflows here will be how many calls you have to make. So maybe you have to make 47 calls in a day. There's 47 leads in a call step. You'll see in your workflows back over here, a little call button. They make it really easy inside of Close CRM. You hit one call button and boom, you're automatically in a power dialer calling one by one for all of those leads in that call step, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Looks like Close build for me here a new customer welcome and check-in with the AI trigger manually on contacts. Now, if it's a new customer welcome and check-in, I could also trigger this from a lead status change, right? It doesn't have to be a manual from a contact. I can trigger this from a lead event, leads, current status is any of. Maybe when a lead changes to customer, I want this welcome email to go out. And look, Close did a good job at welcome to CloseDr, get started, welcome to CloseDr, excited to help you streamline your telecom experience. It's saying that because it thinks I'm actually associated with SendBlue, which is pretty funny. And in between steps as well in the workflow builder, you're going to be able to add a delay. So from this email to this email, I want to allow 7 days to go by. Now, are there certain days that you want to be able to send emails or not send emails? You can control that up here under the recipient schedule. Maybe you don't want to send emails on Saturdays and Sundays. You can unselect those. Maybe you don't want to send them at any time, but you want to be able to send them just from 9 to 5. You can do that. Maybe there's certain dates that are blackout dates. Here's something new to Close CRM settings. And you never want to email someone on Christmas. You can make sure that on December 25th, you don't send any emails to people by setting up your blackout dates. I really want to make sure I take the opportunity to walk through SendBlue workflows as well. If you notice inside of my Close CRM account, I really don't use that many workflows anymore, at least communication-based workflows, unless they're just emails. Notice, look, I don't really have any call-based workflows. If you look at how many people are active in these workflows, they're barely used, and that's because I heavily use SendBlue workflows for this account specifically. Obviously, it's a texting-based product, so we're going to text people a lot. This is what the SendBlue workflow builder builder looks like. This is our website demo workflow. If you go to sendblue.com and go to the request a demo button, put your information in here, you're going to get enrolled into this workflow, which will send an iMessage. Hey, contact first name, this is Sam with SendBlue. It's going to wait 5 seconds. It's going to send a double text. Even if you're using SMS, I highly recommend you send double text to people when you reach out. Something that looks exactly like this, even if it were just green SMS, would still convert much, much better than whatever you're probably sending right now. People have no idea how to text. So try to text like a real human being, like the way you text your friends, even if it is green. Wait for reply steps, more send iMessages steps, except inside of SendBlue. You can upload a video demo to be sent. You can upload a voice message demo to be sent. These are features that you're not able to leverage inside of the Close CRM workflow builder. I think that hits on all the big things inside of the workflow builder for you here. This is a place you're going to want to spend your time figuring out what works for your business. None of this is rocket science inside of this workflow builder. Hopefully this demo was comprehensive enough for you. Definitely take advantage of the AI part that Close has incorporated in here. It's going to help you write your copy. It's going to help you build your steps. It's going to help you put structure to something you maybe don't know how to quite put structure to. Close is investing a lot of money and resources into this part of their product, and it definitely needs to work its way into how you're using the product. Just make sure if you really want to leverage it, can't stress this enough, stress this in an earlier video in this course, that you go into settings and make sure everyone, and you cannot turn this on for everyone in your organization. So you have to message everyone on your team and make sure that they go to settings, send as, and they toggle on allow automated workflows to send on your behalf. Workflows are going to save your reps time and keep your processes consistent. So start with the 3 that I showed you here: an appointment confirmation workflow, a task creation workflow, a status update workflow, and then build from there. They're pretty straightforward to understand. If you haven't converted on your Close CRM trial yet, sign up using my link before you put in your credit card. I'll send you my free onboarding guide as a thank you for supporting me in this channel. Or if you want me to build your workflows for you, me, Sam Queen, the CloseDr, build your Close CRM account for you. Give me your name, email, phone number in the description, and I will shoot you a text and we can talk about your business and see if it makes sense to work together. In the next video, we're going to talk about templates, email templates, SMS templates, ones that your reps can use with one click, consistent messages they're going to be typing out over and over and over again that we can put into a template and save them a bunch of time. Click on it now. Every time that your sales rep types the same text message or the same email from scratch or the same little snippet from scratch, they're wasting time on messaging because they can template it. One rep writes a great follow-up, another rep writes something that sounds like a robot. Maybe we want to use templates to standardize things across our account with pre-written messages. Personalize with merge fields or the contact custom fields, consistent every single time, just a couple clicks to send. Templates in SendBlue are going to be great for email and for SMS, but if you're using a SendBlue and sending iMessages, you're going to want to build your templates inside of SendBlue's template builder. Templates inside of SendBlue can also be just regular text messages, but they can also be videos or voice messages. High resolution videos that play in line and look like a real person's texting them. Or you can send text message effects like confetti or fireworks when the deal closes. Imagine your lead gets a follow-up text from you and confetti fills up their entire phone screen. That's a good dopamine hit. That doesn't look like any text they've received from a business before. That's a response you're going to get. That's engagement that you cannot get from green SMS, and you're not going to look like every other business that's using green SMS. So you can combine SendBlue templates with Close CRM Smart Views. You open up your 3-day ghost bucket and you click on the SendBlue Chrome extension and you send them a little Mr. Bean's Giphy video where he's checking his watch, waiting for a reply. Because when your lead gets something that looks like that, they're going to feel like a real person took time out of their day to send the message, and that's going to get a response at a much, much higher rate. Response rates on Blue iMessage are double to triple that of green A2P SMS. So if you want to see how SendBlue templates work, then there's going to be a link in the description where you can give me your information. I'll send you a text, probably with the SendBlue automation, and we can talk about your business and if iMessage is going to make sense for you. And we'll see here across the top, we've got email, SMS, and snippets. Now, if you are using SendBlue, your text templates will live inside of SendBlue. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. I'm in a lead profile inside of Close CRM. I click the little text button on the profile, the SendBlue Chrome extension, and then I can click this template icon to pull up a template and very easily populate messages to send from SendBlue. Now, if you're using Close CRM for your template builder, email templates, SMS templates, you build them pretty much the same exact way. You know the difference between the email and an SMS. When you do create your template, I recommend you provide naming conventions to said template. If I go into my templates inside of my SendBlue account here and I look at templates and I search for my API ones, I showed this in the workflow video, but we have a 9-step workflow. And instead of naming each email something that has to do with the email, it makes a lot more sense to just go free API 1, free API 2, free API 3, free API 4, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then when you're building your workflow, that will become much easier. When you're searching for the workflows, it'll become much easier as well. It's because Close CRM doesn't offer any folders for your templates yet. So building a template, just like any other template builder, you want to name it correctly. Number 1, then you want to do your subject line. And I always recommend you go with the contact first name. And that's because if you remember back all the way in the leads versus contacts video, they are different depending on how you build your account. But I find that almost never, I've actually never seen it, is someone using lead display name or lead name. If you're addressing someone, you always want to use, hey, contact first name. So maybe that could be your subject line here. It's a pretty lame subject line. This is not a course on copywriting. We could copy this right down in here. Call me back at, and we want to make these email templates scalable and usable for our whole organization. So we want to write them with that in mind. I want to toggle on share with organization, and I want to do call me back at, and instead of typing in my phone number here, I can do call me back at, and I can do user from phone. Boom. Call me back at here. Love. I don't know about you guys. I sign all my emails off with love. And instead of saying love Sam, I can say love user from name. Now, if I shared this with my organization and I saved this email template, anyone on my team could use this email template and it will populate with their information for said lead because I use template tags properly. Goes the same with your SMS templates. You write them the same way, name it correctly, SMS1. Make sure you use naming conventions if you want things to be in a certain way. Note, only shared templates are available for use in workflows. Yep, if you want to use something in a workflow, you absolutely need to have this toggled on. And same thing, you can do, hey, insert a template tag, contact first name, etc., etc., etc. A snippet, what is that? It's not an email template. It's not an SMS template. It's a snippet. How do you do a snippet? Snippet 1. Body 1, write your little snippet, share with organization. Now, when someone is messaging a lead, you can do the / command here, and you can actually type out the shortcode for whatever you made the snippet. And now I'm forgetting. Now, if I go to leave a note, I can do / type in testing snippet, and it'll populate that text for me. So snippets are used maybe in a text, maybe in an email, maybe in a note. Maybe you want to give yourself a framework on how to leave notes. You can create a snippet. That way, when you just type in, say, let me go to settings, you go back down to templates and snippets. You can name this framework notes, and then it was, I don't know, maybe I want to know discovery, pain, goals, etc. Share with organization so everyone can use it. Now, when I'm back on that lead profile and I'm taking notes and I'm on my call, I can do my little snippet and boom, I can start to fill in the information here. Pretty straightforward. In order to build your workflows with text steps or with email steps, you need to build your templates first. If you haven't onboarded any sales reps yet, build your templates before you onboard any sales reps. It's going to save them a lot of time and they're going to start communicating the way you want them to when they start. Build your templates probably before you onboard a single rep, because when a new rep starts, they should have every template they need ready to go. It's going to make onboarding a lot easier. It's going to make their job a lot easier. They're going to save a lot of clicks, a lot of keystrokes. That's part of the system that you're responsible for building. If you haven't already converted on your Close CRM trial, sign up using my link. I'll give you my free sales rep enablement guide so your sales reps can help onboard themselves. That's a thank you from me to you for supporting my channel. Or if you want me to just build your CRM for you, me, Sam Queen, CloseDr, I will do that. Give me your name, email, phone number on the link in the description. I'll send you a text. We can talk to each other. I can build it. Done for you. Next video, we're going to talk about the dialer. This is where your reps can go from 50 calls a day to 400 calls a day. Click on it now. If your sales reps are making 50 calls a day and they think that's a lot, then this video is going to change their entire perspective. That's because Close CRM has a built-in dialer. They have a power dialer and a predictive dialer. One is more powerful than the other. One needs more people than the other. No extra tools, no extra calls. Just make sure you're on the highest plan and it's built right into the CRM for you. And with the right smart views feeding it, your reps can do 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500 calls in a single day. Now, if you want them to get higher connect rates, I recommend SendBlue's power dialer because they have a FaceTime audio power dialer, which will never show up as spam likely. That's one of the problems with A2P lines in a CRM is they might show up as spam likely. The power dialer is simple. You open a smart view full of leads, you click the call button, and ding, 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 Close will call one lead after the other. No extra clicks required. That is gangster. Close dials the first lead, the call ends, Close auto dials the next lead in the list. No searching for the next lead, no dead time between the conversations. Talk time is going to be that mystery metric that people don't talk about enough. And in an 8-hour day, a rep realistically on the phone, maybe 2 to 3 hours of talk time, the other 5 to 6, dead time. Finding the next lead, typing notes, getting coffee, staring at the screen. Power dialer eliminates all of that dead time between your calls, and that's because your rep can be on to the next call right after it ends. Power dialer alone is going to double or triple your sales reps volume. The predictive dialer takes it even further because instead of calling one lead at a time, it calls multiple leads simultaneously per rep. Now, you do need at least 2 reps inside of the predictive dialer with the predictive dialer turned on, calling the same smart view at the same time. And the first lead that then answers is going to get connected with one of the reps, and then the next lead that's going to answer is going to get connected with the next rep. So it's going to allow you to call at a higher multiple, calling 1.5 leads at a time, 2 leads at a time, 3 leads at a time. This will get you connected with more leads. And when you're connected with more leads, you have more conversations. When you have more conversations, you have more conversions. Conversions happen in conversations. Predictive dialer is why I recommend the highest plan because I think it's only available on the highest plan for any teams who are serious about their outbound calling inside of Close CRM. The dialer is only as good as the smart view feeding it. For pure volume, use a master dial list. For hot new leads, use a speed to lead bucket. For focus calling, maybe call your demo call completed leads who need a touch point, or leads who are ghosting you, or leads who never showed their demo, your no-show, cancel, reschedule bucket. Speed to lead is the best sales lever you can pull, and a predictive dialer or power dialer paired with speed to lead in a smart view is going to be your fastest way to get there. Makes it just dummy easy for a setter or a closer on your team. They land in the bucket, your rep hits dial, the dialer's already calling the next lead when it's done with that one. Conversations can happen in a second, and conversions happen in conversations. Let me show you the setup now for the power dialer and predictive dialer. I'm going to go into my free-for-all smart view buckets here. If you watch the smart view videos in the course, you know how we landed on these. And if I look inside of said bucket, I can see that the lead at the top here, Mr. Jacob, created at 6:56, which was about 15 minutes ago, has 0 calls. Now, I personally, for speed to lead, have my team use SendBlue. I specifically have them use FaceTime audio when they're dialing their lead, so they never show up as spam likely. But before I had SendBlue, I would use the power dialer or predictive dialer within Close CRM. So I have this beautiful speed to lead bucket here. To call one lead after the other would be the power dialer. I would click this button right here. I would hit continue calling, and then it would pull up Jacob's profile here, and it would show me I'm calling Jacob. And at the end of that call, I would be able to click one button and go to the next lead and call the next person. At the end of that call, I'd be able to click one button, go to the next lead, and call the next person. That's the power dialer. You can't miss it. It's very, very easy to use. Go into Smart View, click the button, hit continue calling. Now, the predictive dialer is different than the power dialer. The predictive dialer is going to be using a formula, unbeknownst to me, and what that formula is, but it's using a formula to determine how many people you're calling, how many are picking up, what's the drop-off rate, to say, hey, your line is this healthy and it can actually make this many calls at one time. Now, the predictive dialer is only going to be valuable if you have more than one person calling in the same smart view at the same time. So that would be, hey friend, do you want to call the speed to lead bucket smart view with me right now? Yeah, I'd love to call the speed to lead bucket with you. All right, let's rock. We would come both in here at the same exact time. You would hit the call button and then you would hit manage. Very important. You would hit manage, you would hit the options drop down, and you need to make sure you toggle on predictive calling. Now, in order to use predictive dialing, you need to have an abandonment message set up. So if this is your first time setting up the predictive dialer, it's probably going to prompt you on your screen to set up an abandonment message. Now, if it's your first time filming that abandonment message, that copy or that recording should sound something like, hey, what's up? It's Sam with SendBlue. Just tried to give you a call because you came across my desk or you opted into our funnel. Give me a ring back on 717-349-1213. And what the abandonment message goes out to is it goes out to the person that didn't pick up. So you might start to see that you're calling at higher than a 1x multiple, and you'll see all the leads you're calling at the same time right here in the bottom. It does look like a little different view than the power dialer. The power dialer will pull up each lead profile as you're calling it. The predictive dialer will pull up the lead profile that you connect with. You're going to see the multiple you're calling at here. When you connect with someone, boom, you're in the call. Take your notes, fill out your custom activities as you should. Need more than one person calling at the same time in order to get this multiple up. And when you do, you can hit 300, 400, 500 calls in a day per person if you have enough leads to call. Absolutely. Another hack to get more dials in, I do find this to be very, very beneficial, is reduce ring time. When you toggle this on, instead of calling a lead for, I think, a default 30 seconds before it hits their voicemail, you're going to call a lead for a default 20 seconds. That is 33% faster on ring time alone. That is a way to connect with a higher percentage of leads, to keep your sales reps on the phone talking to people. That's where they're going to close deals. That's going to be the power dialer for you and the predictive dialer for you. What Close CRM doesn't have is going to be like your local presence dialing. So you wanted to call everyone in Miami, and every single time you called them, you wanted them to be from a 305. You wanted to call everyone in Baltimore, and every time you called them, you wanted to be from a 443. Close doesn't have that. You would have to choose different numbers for different areas. If you do local business, just get a local number, and then you'll never have to worry about that. But yeah, no local presence dialing at the moment yet for Close CRM. No FaceTime audio for Close CRM. That's a feature you can get at SendBlue. Sign up for Close CRM using my link, and I'll give you my free sales rep onboarding guide to help your sales reps onboard themselves. Just click the link down below in the description. Give me your name, email, phone number. Make sure you follow the process all the way through. I'll send you a text. I'll get you that free guide. And while we're texting, you can let me know if you just want me to build your Close CRM account for you. I can. Next video, Close CRM reporting and what to track. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. Close CRM's reporting dashboard gives you activity level metrics right out of the box. Calls made, email sent, SMS sent, opportunities created, revenue won. But the real power comes when you combine the native reporting inside of Close CRM with smart views based reporting, or even sending information to Google Sheets so you can visualize it differently. Close doesn't let you build formulas in any of their reports. So if you want to get some formula based metric, you're going to need to bring your data somewhere else. For reporting, you're going to want to head inside of Close and click the reports button. There's going to be a couple different places that you'll hang out in here that I will walk you through, but the main tab that will load will be your activity overview. This is where you can see Close CRM tiles, they call them, and you can add your own tiles for whatever sorts of stats that you want. Keep in mind, you cannot do a formula. So I can't take like the amount of opportunities won and divide it by the amount of book demos and understand how much money I'm earning per demo. But there's a lot of great default stuff already built in here, or you can add your custom activities as tiles. So if I want to see today how many demo calls were booked today, very easily I can click on this blue hyperlink here and get into my 36 calls that booked a demo. And then I can click on this lead and just start to read the profiles and go to the next profile and go to the next profile. I love this button in the bottom corner. It's my favorite button Close CRM ever added. And go to the next profile and go to the next profile. So depending on how you've mapped your sales process and what stages are important to you, those tiles are going to be really important with your custom activities. But you can also get easy things like how many leads were created, SMSs sent, received, outbound calls. All of these things are hyperlinked, which I love. You've got a leaderboard on the right-hand side here where you can filter by also all of those same data points. Maybe I want to see who's on the leaderboard for total call duration. I got John Shin at the top of the leaderboard there. Love it. Only shows the top 10. If you want to filter for all of this data, but by a certain smart view, you can do that as well. Instead of filtering for all leads, you can filter by a certain smart view of leads. Instead of filtering for all users with data, you can filter by a certain user group or certain users specifically. If you want to save a view, you can save your view with the Save As button up here in the top right, or you can copy be a link to share a report with other people on your team as well. I hang out on this tab a lot for real quick things like getting a check on how many leads have generated today, how many calls have booked, how many dials we've made, very quick things like that. Now, when I go into activity comparison, this is going to be a stack and rack of all my sales reps. Over here, you can control what columns, those same data points that you want to add, so you can build tables and save your reports however you want with the stats that are important to you. And then you can drag said columns around as well to order them. This stack and rack is going to put all my users in here. So if I want to filter for outbound calls by all type and have that ascending from most calls to least calls, I have that with just a couple clicks. Maybe I want to see how many people are using the predictive dialer or the power dialer, or how much time they're spending using those features. I can see what percent of calls or their time was made with those features. Now you see inside of here, this team doesn't use the power dialer at all, and that's because they're using the power dialer inside of SendBlue. The SendBlue team uses the SendBlue dialer to make phone calls, the SendBlue texting to send text, but we still get all of that data sent back to Close CRM, which is really, really awesome. This opportunity funnels view, I don't use that much, just because if you skip a funnel stage somewhere in your process, like I build my pipeline to be new activity, call booked, call completed, call not completed. If it goes from call booked to call not completed, this whole view just gets janky and the data becomes unreliable. So if you built a process that doesn't skip any stages, really, really valuable view. If you built a process that does skip stages, not going to be a valuable view for you at all. I personally do not use it. If I go to calls, this is a new view in 2026. I can graph my calls by a smart view, by a rep, by these other filters if I want to know. Outbound calls, inbound calls, only show me calls over a certain duration. Another way to visualize some of your data. Haven't been getting into using this view too much yet. Status changes, I do like this view. I can see all my leads that came into a potential status today, and then click my hyperlinks to see all my leads that left the potential status today. Okay, 138 came into potential and 6 went to DNC. Who went to DNC? All of these leads here, it looks like all of them are test leads for a new funnel that we're setting up. So that makes sense. I like the status changes view. The Explorer tab I also like. Here it looks like I had something previously graphed, which was call duration, all calls by date, by user. And if I want to look at last week's data to see the call duration by each rep per day, I can see that. And I can see that the average call duration during this time for, I have too many sales reps for this to make sense, and tell which one it is. Either Justin, probably Justin, not me. I know I wasn't making that many calls. It's very easy to see here. Or maybe I want to graph leads, and I want to graph all those leads by date created, and then I want to break it down by, say, the CRM that they use. Here's going to be a valuable view for me. I can see last week what data, what CRMs people were using as the leads came in. I can see my go high level bar always on the top. Yes, all the most leads that SendBlue gets come in using go high level as a CRM. And I can see how these numbers or patterns are changing over time, and where lines cross would be where the data, where the patterns are changing. Let me go out to last month so we can see a little bit more here. Like, oh, go high levels on top, it's on top, it's on top. But what's this other one that's kind of beating it on certain days? Other. Oh, okay. I need to get interested and curious about what the heck this other CRM everyone is using. Or maybe I can check this green line. This green line has some pretty big volume through here. It's got some big volume through here, but it's dipping through here. What is this green line? No CRM. Oh, okay. So where lines pass, where they cross, would be things and places for you to get curious about with your data. And it can just give you a much higher look. Like I've got 4,000 leads in here, 349 are go high level. What percent of my total leads use go high level? For example, I can start to get that breakdown pretty easily. Send email is a very intuitive section as well. Under reports, I can look at today, all of the emails we sent, all of the ones opened, my open rate, who responded. I want to see all the leads that responded to my email. I'm one click away. How cool is that? I can also see each individual email that was sent, how many were sent, how many were opened, open rate, responded rate to said emails. I can break that down by all users, a user group, or a specific user as well. When it comes to the reports that you probably really want though, you should most likely be taking information from Close CRM, either with Zapier or with Make.com with the API, and passing it to a Google Sheet. For example, Close CRM could never give me my no-show rate, but it does tell me how many calls were booked. It does tell me how many calls were not completed. I could do quick math in here and see 16 on 36 and figure out my no-show rate. But instead, every time time a custom activity is submitted, I send it to a Google Sheet, and then I perform my formulas, my tables, all my reporting inside of the Google Sheet. So you're going to use reports and smart views together, right? You're going to use Close's native reporting for activity volume and metrics alike, and then you're going to be using smart views for process outcomes, for the daily processes that you want your sales reps to be held accountable to. Then the metrics that are backed up from those smart views in the reports will also help you hold your reps accountable. Here are the numbers I track for every sales team I work with. That is the amount of calls someone makes per rep, talk time per rep, which is that mystery metric, right? It's calls or talk time we're looking for. I'm looking at demos booked. I'm looking at how many demos are completed or not completed. I'm looking at their revenue that is closed in their pipeline. I'm looking at their pipeline that they generated, or what pipeline is going to be closing in an upcoming week. I'm also checking out maybe the average cycle time from a demo to a close, which for SendBlue is very, very fast. For some businesses, it can be 6 months or a year. Definitely don't want to let those leads slip through the cracks. So for managers, I also track processes using smart views. How many leads are sitting in a needs post-call notes activity? Why are they sitting there? Why isn't a sales rep giving me notes? How many deals are stuck in a pipeline without a touch point? Why are they sitting there? Why are there no touch points? These are going to be early warning signs that my money is starting to slip from my CRM, and I don't want my money to slip. If a lead needs post-call notes, that means that we need to fill out the post-call notes. If there's 15 leads in there, we got 15 leads to fill it out. And I can take one screenshot, send it to my sales reps, hold them accountable every single day. If we don't have our notes logged, our data is going to be incomplete. We can't automate things to the next stage. A lead will surely slip through the cracks. If your data is going to be incomplete, your pipeline, it's lying to you. And at higher volumes, we can be talking about a lot of money. So we need to track these things daily with relentless execution. When you're doing $1 million a month, a 2% drop in show rate is tens of thousands of dollars. You need to see it the next morning or the same day it's happening, not the next Friday. And relentless execution means relentless measurement. If you're not converted on Close already, sign up using my link down in the description. If you are converted on Close, give me your name, email, phone number in the description. I can hook you up with my sales rep onboarding guide for free, or you can tell me if you want me to build your Close CRM account for you. I can do that as well. Next, we're going to talk about call coaching and how to use Close Conversations View to make your team better. This is reviewing the film, doing the homework. Click on it now. If you're a sales leader and you're not listening to your team's calls, you're a shitty sales leader. You're coaching your team blind. Activity metrics tell you volume, how many calls did they make, how long were the calls, but the calls themselves, they tell you the quality. How did the sales rep frame the call? How do they handle the objections? How well did they follow the framework? Do they control the conversations, or do they let the lead control them? Close has a feature called the Conversations View that makes call coaching very fast, very easy, very specific, all your calls in one view. Inside of Close, click Conversations on the left sidebar, and this is going to be just such a great feed. What an awesome feature for Close CRM to have. This helps you sell more. This helps you close more deals faster. This is a great tab for sales leaders, for sales reps. It just puts every conversation and every meeting in one chronological order where you can filter for specific users, specific user groups, all your users. You can once again filter by a certain smart view of leads, or you can filter for the date range. Do you want just calls and meetings? What direction do you want? What duration do you want? What a great view. You get the transcripts inside of here. You get the AI summaries inside of here if you're using Close's note taker, which is really, really awesome. And just overall, an incredible tab to hang out in if you're a manager. You can listen to it right inside of the browser. You can pull these up on your sales meetings. You can give your live coaching moments right there. View the full lead profile right there if there's any other relevant information. And this really exposes or makes for a very transparent way to monitor your team, to coach your team. Also underneath conversations, you have live calls, which is really awesome. These are calls happening live right now. And if you're on the highest plan of Close CRM, the highest tier of Close CRM, whatever they call that right now, enterprise scale, something like that, then you can do live call coaching. So that would mean if there was a call going on right now, I would be able to see who is calling who. I would be able to click into that contact and I would be able to listen to that call live right now. Listening to that call live right now is going to allow me to barge in on the conversation and become a third speaking party on that conversation. It's going to allow me to just listen on the sideline passively, or it's going to allow me to whisper mode, where when I'm talking, it's actually only the sales rep that can hear me and not the person on the other end, which is just such an awesome coaching thing to be able to do, but also kind of hard to use because then the rep is like hearing you and the lead at the same time. Little tricky, but very, very cool feature. When you're doing call reviews, you're playing the moments, right? It's undeniable call tape. This is the actual tape you're watching. It's not opinions. It's not what someone remembered on a call. I'm in here on my sales meetings every single day. This tab is a daily tab, a non-negotiable tab. Here's my coaching framework. 30 minutes a day. That's it. Carve out 30 minutes a day, pull up conversations view, filter by a specific rep, sort by duration, listen to 2 or 3 calls. As you listen, note the specific timestamps. At minute 2 mark, the rep let the lead take control of the call. At this mark, we should have gotten the lead off the freaking phone because they're wasting our time. I pull this conversations view up on sales meetings. I pull it up in one-on-ones. It's a great place to listen to conversations, to watch game film. That's what you do when you play football at a high level. You watch film. You study the other team. We study reps. We study ourselves. At the 7-minute mark, the rep forgot to ask for the close. What are you not doing asking for the close, buddy? Ask for the close. In your one-on-one, you can play those exact moments, and this is going to be the difference between good coaching and great coaching. It's going to be specific. It's going to be time-stamped. It's going to be undeniable. You're going to help take whatever the sales rep said and then use your own words to help them understand the tonality and the quality of how they should have said it differently. So you're not going to be guessing for your sales rep. You're not going to be going off of memory of what you think they need to be working on. You're going to be playing the actual tape. Great calls will become training material. When a rep crushes a demo, save it, share it in the team meetings, add it to the onboarding, reference it during that new onboarding, and let reps learn from real call examples, not role plays, although role plays are also very, very powerful because real calls from real deals beat generic training every single time. I love reviewing live game film. And for reps in their first week or 2, you should have them listening to just gobbledygooks amounts of calls. You should be using Close CRM's real live time call monitoring so you can be listening to the calls as they're happening. And you can be providing them feedback immediately after the call. And that's what you want to do with new reps. They got to get that feedback immediately so they can go implement it and you can listen to it on the next call before they go make another mistake. This is going to accelerate their ramp time faster than anything I've ever seen. Call reviews with quick feedback. This is going to be 30 minutes a day for you. That's all it takes. Is that a lot of time? Maybe. I don't know. It's important time. If you're not already converted on Close CRM, then click the link down below. Sign up for Close CRM using my link. I'm going to give you my sales rep onboarding guide for free. Or if you are already converted, give me your name, email, phone number in the description below. I'll send you a text. We can talk about your business. And if you want me to build your Close CRM account for you or train your team for you, I can. I'm the best in the world at it. Undeniable. In the next video, we're going to talk about AI Enrich, AI era baby, and how it can help do a lot of your work for you. Click on it now. Click one button in Close CRM, fills out a lead's industry, a company size, a LinkedIn URL, maybe their business model, their biggest pain points right now, all without any manual research. That's what AI Enrich does. It works on individual leads or in bulk with workflows across your entire database in Close CRM. It's 5 cents per enrichment, and the amount of time in manual work it saves is incredible and definitely worth it if you use it the right way. You just ran a Facebook campaign and 500 new leads came in, and they gave you their name, they gave you their phone number, and they gave you a company name. But that's it because you didn't want to add more friction to the process. So you can run a bulk AI Enrich now for the industry, the company size, and the LinkedIn URL of the person that you're talking to. Now you can segment those leads by their industry or company size. You can enroll them into workflows based on their industry or company size, all without having to do that research yourself. Another use case could be outbound prospecting. You can enrich maybe a go-to-market motion or a hiring status for your new target accounts. Do they have job postings available on their websites? That you can give to the AI Enrich prompt inside of Close CRM to do all of that research and get all of that context for you so you know which companies are hiring, which companies are signaling growth, which companies are signaling budget. You know what the go-to-market approach looks like for that lead and how that's going to shape the pitch. It's 1,000 leads for $50. It's a fraction of what your virtual assistant will probably cost. I definitely recommend finding places to use it for your process. Inside of Close CRM for AI Enrich, or Al Einrich, as Close referred in some of their marketing stunts, which I enjoyed, a little German guy, Al Einrich, you'll see that you can build custom fields with AI Enrich. I don't use too many of these. I'll show you where I do use them. I use LinkedIn. When someone books a call, I use objection. So instead of a sales rep having to log the objection, this is actually going to analyze the whole profile, look at all of the call notes, review the call recording, the transcript, script and tell me what the objection was all on its own. It's going to, when a call is booked, AI Enrich is going to look at the name, look at the email address, look at the website, and go take its best guess at who is this lead, who is this actual person. In this case, we're looking at a Jamie in this lead profile. If I click on the link, I see a Jamie inside of LinkedIn. I see what company they work at, Clear One Advantage. I come back over here, Clear One Advantage. That looks like the right person to me. How will you know it's the right person? Close CRM will tell you based on its AI enriched guess what the confidence of its guess was. A green bubble here would mean high confidence. In this case, it's spot on. A yellow bubble would be medium confidence, and a red bubble would mean no confidence at all. So as we can see on this profile, I use it for LinkedIn. I use it for timing. Let me go to a customer's profile and you'll see another way that we use this. I call this over here in the bottom left, onboarding pre-call research deck. It gave a green here. The way I'm using this is while I'm handing off from a sales rep to a customer success manager, I'm prompting Close to read the entire profile and figure out what is this person's priorities. This way, the customer success manager knows in that handoff exactly what this lead's priorities is without having to read the profile themselves or without having to have a meeting with the sales rep to do that handoff. In this case, this person wants to automate and optimize iMessage outreach to boost response rates. They want hands-on support to streamline automations and focus on simplicity since they're a non-technical team. They also want to increase engagement and conversions from Facebook leads by making outreach more personalized and less marketing-like. What does that look like inside of the settings? Well, in the settings, that is going to be in settings, custom fields. If I go find that custom field, onboarding pre-call, I see AI Enrich is toggled on. And then in this guidance field down here, I say analyze the lead profile and call recordings to help me put 3 bullet points into the onboarding deck that highlight the client-specific goals. We want it to seem like we really paid attention to did our homework. That's funny. I like to use AI sometimes to write the AI Enrich guidance. Like I'll go into ChatGPT and have it help me write the guidance. In this case, this is clearly written by me. And then you can test the guidance on just a select lead, which is pretty nice as well. Now, if you remember back in my workflows video, you saw that you can get these fields to be automated through Close CRM actions taking place. In this case, I want to know what the call objection was, or I want the AI to figure out what the call objection was when a demo call was completed. So my trigger is a demo call completed event. I want to update a lead. I want to update a specific field. In this case, I want to update the objection field. I want to make sure AI Enrich is turned on, overwrite existing values. There's never going to be any in there, but I have it turned on anyway. And just like that, when a custom activity is submitted, I can start to get more information from this AI running. It's 5 cents per action, nothing crazy depending on how you're using it. You could use it just like this in this workflow to bulk update 1,000 leads, for example, and figure out all these 1,000 leads. What's this one piece of information? I used this previously in this industry AI. I wanted to know what industry a certain set of leads were. So I created a smart view of all my customers and I bulk enrolled them into this workflow for Close CRM to analyze the profile and figure out what industry is this person is. And that kind of looked like this, where I gave it the choices. So I built the custom field as multiple choice, gave it the options I wanted to bucket people in, enable AI Enrich, analyze the profile to determine what business the person is in, and now it will only select from one of these options based on what it finds. You can use AI Enrich to do signal-based stuff. If you're cold outbound, you want to know when people are hiring. Hey, analyze this person's website to see if they have any open job positions. For SendBlue, we like to work with businesses that send text messages. So we could do like a CTA analysis, analyze this website. Do they have a place where they collect my phone number and say they will send me a text? Do they have a place for me to book a demo? Obviously, it's 2026. Everyone's talking about AI right now. Depending on where you're watching this, 2027, 2028, who knows how deep AI is built into the CRM, but 100% this is a Close CRM feature that you want to take advantage of. AI Enrich is available on all Close CRM plans. Start with 1 or 2 fields, test your guidance, prompts. Those are the most important part, and then expand. The data quality compound effect is real. If you're not on Close CRM already, sign up with my link down in the description. I'll get you my sales rep onboarding guide for free. Or if you are and you want my help with your Close CRM account, give me your name, email, phone number in the description. I'll send you a text and we can talk about if it makes sense to work together. Next video, we're going to talk about Zapier. the automations that connect to Close, and how you can connect your entire tech stack with it. Close workflows handle everything internally, but when you need to connect Close to your scheduling tool or your spreadsheets or Slack or your ad platforms or anything else outside of Close, Zapier is how you do it, or how I do it. I'm not a Make.com fan quite yet. After building over 100 or 200 Close accounts, I consider myself to be quite the Zapier wizard when it comes to Close CRM. So let me show you the top 5 automations I set up inside of every single account. The most important pattern in Zapier automation involving Close is your close step is probably always a find lead step. Search by email or phone number. Check the box that says create lead if it doesn't exist. Fill in the name, email, phone number, status. And then this one step is going to prevent all of the duplicates that would enter into your Close CRM account. A find lead step and then a create or update lead step after it. Always start here. All right, inside of Zapier, this is probably the most, if not the most, requested content that I speak to, and that is how you build automations and workflows. Now watch my workflow video inside of this course for the Close CRM native stuff. But if you're ever doing something outside of Close to Close or Close to something outside of Close, you're gonna need to use Zapier or Make.com. Me, personally, I'm a Zapier fan. Zapier has this Copilot thing. I think it's helpful at times. I also think it's really slow, so I'm not going to use it inside of here. But for example, you want to bring your booked calls into Close CRM. We use iClosed over at SendBlue. iClosed is the calendar tool I recommend to everyone at the moment right now. It's awesome. Way better than Calendly. Disqualifying people, conditional routing, the metrics, the way the forms themselves operate, it's awesome. So if I go iClosed call booked, I select the right accounts that I need to be able to use in my Zaps. None of this is important. This could be your Calendly, your OneSub, your whatever the heck you're using to schedule a call. This is the important stuff. When you're doing a close step, almost always, 99% of the time, your next event from the initial event, if you want to pass something into the CRM, your next event is going to be a find lead and close step. So we're going to search find lead. You're not going to update a lead. You're not going to create a lead. You're not going to do any of that. You're going to find a lead and close, and I'm going to show you why. Let me select the proper close account here. I don't know if that's proper one. Who cares? Look, it doesn't like that one. I have to select a different one. Boom. Find lead and close step. Why are we doing a find lead and close step? Because we're always going to find things. You need to decide for yourself right now. What is going to be my search criteria in my CRM? For SendBlue, we collect a phone number first in a funnel. So for us, it's a phone number. We're always looking things up based on a phone number. So it would come in here. We would do a phone number field. I would search the phone from the previous call book step, but I need to grab a test event before I can do that. Test trigger, boom, back into my find lead, configure. I want to find a lead based off of a phone number. A lot of times in every account I consult for or build, it's probably an email, but we're a very phone, obviously heavy platform. So we do phone number. But if you're looking up on an email, you look up on an email. Cool. Scroll down to the bottom here on your find lead step, create close lead if it doesn't exist yet. This should always be the way you build your Zaps. Create close lead if it doesn't exist yet. Now I gave this Zap step the opportunity to find the lead. And if it found it, well, maybe I just need to send a custom activity in my next step. So it found the lead. That's freaking awesome. Then I can create a custom activity. And for me, since I'm talking about calls booked, maybe I'll go with my demo call booked activity status. I want it to be published, created by user. I'm not worried about date of call. That's going to be my date field from up in here. Now you can add formatter steps as well. If for some reason Close isn't accepting a field, phone number field properly, it's not accepting a date field properly, you can always use Zapier date and time or numbers steps in order to format information properly before sending to the CRM. So I filled all this out. I published custom activity, booking creation date. I find another date. I'm not paying attention to which ones these actually are. Hopefully you are. I want to assign a lead owner. What am I going to need? I'm going to need a find user step. I'm going to go Close CRM, action event, user, find user. What user am I going to find? I want to find them based off of email. I want to find the call booked, and I'm going to find the email address inside of iClose this person booked a call with. Who is the lead owner inside of iClose? Closer email, boom, connorw@sendblue.com. Now, when I test this step, and I don't skip it, but I actually test it, it's going to return a user ID for me. And then I can come into this custom activity step. And instead of just checking this drop down and selecting an owner, that would be a static owner. That would not update over time with each person that's booked. So instead of just putting in the owner there, you want to click these three dots, do custom, and you want to pull the user ID from the step before. This is if you're ever trying to pull a user ID into any close. You need to always do a find user step first. Typically, I always find off of an email address, and then I can create that custom activity. So now this would be dynamic. The source, if there's a different source, I'm using different URL slugs depending on the event type for the calendar. So I have a calendar page for Meta, I have a calendar page for YouTube, I have a calendar page for Google branded, I have a calendar page for Google non-branded. Once again, I use a formatter step. In this case, I would use a utilities lookup. Utilities, transform. I want to do a lookup table. Another just great thing that you're probably going to find yourself using in Close CRM. And then my lookup key in this case is the slug on the back end of the iClose booking link. In this case, we have SendBlue demo-7, and maybe that's associated with my CloseDr YouTube channel. And then maybe I have another slug that's /6, and maybe that's associated with Meta. Now, when I test this, it's going to give me the output. In this case, this was associated with CloseDr. And when I do my create custom activity step, I can put my source in here, not as a static pick one, but I can do here, three dots, custom, utilities, and take the output from here. That'll populate my source properly. That's if you found the lead. What if it didn't find the lead? Full circle moment here, coming back to step 2, is you do this create close lead if it doesn't exist step, and then that's where you would then add all the information that you just got. So you just got their name, we'll add their name in here. We just got their email. I always do direct email. We'll always add their email in here. Phone. There's going to be so many different kinds of phone. I always do direct phone. Get in the habit of doing the same fields every single time so you're not doubling up or duplicating fields. I'm going to add this person's phone number, make sure I blur that out. And then any other information. Maybe they gave me what CRM they use. Maybe they gave me how many people are on their sales team. Maybe they gave me some other information that I map to custom fields. Hopefully you built your custom fields the right way. You would put that in here. Now, if it found a lead, it would go to the next step. If it didn't find a lead, it would create a lead, and then it would go to the next step. So what step do I always have next? This is every step for Close CRM, all the time. It's always your trigger, then it's find lead, and then it's update lead. So it found the lead. Let's pretend it found the lead in the last step, but it was missing information. Maybe it wasn't missing information. It doesn't really matter. You always want to do a find or create lead step. Look, I know this just says find lead, but we know on the inside of that is also create lead too. And after every find or create lead step, you always want to do an update lead step. It might just update the same information that was updated in the step before it. That's okay. Who cares? Click the three dots, pull in the lead ID from the previous step. I didn't actually send this to the CRM, so it's not going to give me a lead ID. But if I tested this, it would give me lead underscore, and then that lead ID I would use to then make sure when I update a lead, I can update the status, I can update the name, I can update the custom fields. It might be the same exact information in the same step, whatever. Set it up this way. Trust me, every single time you want to do find or create lead and then update lead. You always want to you want to add a user to a custom field or a user to an activity. You always need to find user step. You don't want to build 100 zaps and you want to build one zap, and you want that one zap to be able to determine what booking form or source someone came from. Use a utilities lookup table. It can be very valuable for you. Other action steps you can use inside of here that you might find yourself using are going to be close steps to enroll a lead into a workflow. So we can see that as an action step, workflow, subscribe contact to workflow. What else do we use in here? Add user, bulk email, create call, create task. Like this is all stuff that you can do in Zapier, but you're probably doing inside of the Close CRM workflow builder. Don't overbuild in Zapier. Zapier is expensive. Close CRM, you're already paying for. So make sure you go through my workflow video inside of this course to figure out what automations you can build with the Close CRM workflow builder before you go build something inside of here. Now, maybe you want to log how many calls are getting booked. So you can build some beautiful tables inside of Google Sheets and track week over week, day over day, month over month. You're going to want to then maybe send this information to Google Sheets. I've already got my call book trigger up here. Now I can send this information to create a spreadsheet row. Very, very common Zapier step. And I can log the information from this lead in a spreadsheet row. and then format it however I want, build whatever formulas however I want inside of my spreadsheet. You can also change your triggers to your trigger could be a custom activity is submitted. Maybe you want to send a custom activity submitted to a spreadsheet. That's probably the only other real zap or automation I'm using at this point in time. If I have other opt-ins or funnels that I'm using, there will be a different trigger for me to use specific, maybe to like I'm using a ClickFunnels page, I need to change my trigger. But the main thing that I needed you to pick up inside of this video after building hundreds of these accounts and gosh knows how many zaps is these three right here. Find lead, create lead, update lead, find user. Incredibly, incredibly important to your process with using Zapier and Close CRM. So those 5 automations are the foundation. Your CRM feeds itself. Leads come in, activities are logged, stages updated, sheets populate, Slack celebrates, all without your reps lifting a finger beyond filling out their custom activities. AI enriched to help you along the way. So if you're not signed up for Close CRM already, sign up using my link. I'll get you my free sales rep onboarding guide as a thank you for supporting my channel. And if you want my help building your Close CRM account for you, then give me your name, email, phone number. I'll shoot you text and we can chat about that. It can be done for you within the next 30 days. Next, integrations, the specific tools I recommend when pairing with Close. Check it out. Close CRM is very powerful on its own, but with the right integrations, it becomes a full sales operating system for you, the only one you will need. And in this video, I'm not going to list every integration available in the Close CRM marketplace, but I'm going to give you the very specific ones that are worth your time based on building over 100 Close CRM accounts and seeing what actually moves the needle for more sales faster. I've got to start here because this is the single biggest needle mover I've seen in years, and that is send blue iMessage inside of your CRM. It's going to change your green A2P reply stop to opt-out SMS, and you're going to send real iMessages, blue bubbles, real iMessages that look and feel like they're coming from a real iPhone because they are. And why does this matter for you? It's because I've got data across millions of text messages that we've sent for Send Blue, and the numbers tell the same story every single time in every single account, and that is when you send a lead a message with iMessage, you get a 2 to 3 times higher chance of that lead interacting with you. SMS, 30, 40% response rates are pretty normal. iMessage, 60, 70, 80% response rates are normal. Every time, across every campaign, every industry, every use case, I've got over 1,000 active customers at SendBlue at the time of making this video. The patterns are all there. And it makes sense when you think about it because the iPhone has about 58% of the market in the United States right now. And that means at least 58% of your leads are living in blue bubble iMessage world. They text blue, they receive blue. That's not true. They receive gray, but they definitely text blue. And when you send them a green SMS, it looks different. It feels different. It looks like a business texting them. It looks like spam. But when you send them a blue iMessage, it blends in with their normal conversations. It feels like a real person reached out. SendBlue has a Chrome extension that integrates directly with Close CRM. So when you're on a lead profile, you can click the widget. It opens up what looks like a little iPhone, and you can send iMessages, voice messages, high resolution videos, memes, even make FaceTime audio calls right from inside of Close CRM. And everything syncs back to the lead profile. So you have the full conversation history in one place. Your smart views and reporting also still work. Some of the features that make SendBlue different from anything else that you've tried out there will be something like voice messages in your CRM. A native voice message that plays on a lead's iPhone, not a link, not a file, an actual iMessage, voice message that when they click on it, they hear your voice. And if a lead hears your voice, they hear you're a real person, they hear your energy, they hear your tone, they hear your personality, and that builds trust instantly. Video messages, high resolution videos that play in line in an iMessage conversation, not a link, not a landing page to send someone to, no spam triggers, just a native video on their iPhone. Your lead taps it and watches. Compare that to SMS where videos come in blurry or compressed and looks like spam. Text effects are pretty gangster. It's one of the hottest trends right now. You can add like confetti or fireworks to your leads. Now imagine if your lead has their phone explode with confetti when you text them your follow-up. That's a dopamine hit that you just can't get with the green bubble. SMS can never replicate that. You can get read receipts with the SendBlue API when your lead listens to a voice message. SendBlue knows. It'll tell you. You'll get a notification, and that's your signal. Your lead's on their phone right now. Their attention is right there. That's the moment that you jump in with the follow-up because conversions happen in conversations, and that moment is when you can catch them. SendBlue has its own workflow builder, which is pretty gangster, so you can build multi multi-step iMessage automations with timing delays between messages and typing indicators that show 3 dots on the lead's phone. The first message can be one that introduces you, a 5-second delay. We then send a question to get a response from the lead. They respond to that, then we can have our automation send a personalized video, all happening via iMessage. All of this can be automated, but to a lead, it feels like a human did it. They think genuinely that a real person took the time out of their day to reach out, and that will compound deals for you. Pre-call conversations are way better than pre-call confirmations. It's one thing to say, hey, I got your demo confirmed. It's another thing to say, hey, I got your demo confirmed. What are you hoping to get out of the demo? You don't just want to send boring confirmation text. Start a conversation. Ask them what they want to get out of the call. Get them talking. Get them engaged. That's how you increase show rates. And SendBlue makes that possible at a scale in a way that Green SMS simply cannot. Green SMS conversion rates are nothing compared to iMessage with SendBlue. And if you want to see SendBlue in action, there's a link down in the description. My opt-in link, I use SendBlue. Give me your name, email, phone number. I'll text you. It will be an automation at first, but then it will be me texting you, I promise. And I'll be able to show you everything that SendBlue can do for your business. If you want to hop on a demo, just let me know. When you have a SendBlue line, you get unlimited phone calling, which is pretty gangster, but there's one big calling feature that no one else in the world has, and that is FaceTime audio calling directly inside of your CRM. So Apple recently released a call screening feature that you might have on your iPhone, and it blocks unknown callers and asks them to identify themselves before the call goes through with AI. This makes cold calling incredibly different than it was before, and it's pretty much dead. But with SendBlue's FaceTime audio, you completely bypass that feature. You never show up on a lead's phone as spam likely, and you're guaranteed to ring their phone. No screening. The lead sees a FaceTime audio and they pick up. They think it's maybe one of their friends or family members calling you. It's going to be a game changer for anyone doing outbound calls. 50% higher pickup rates is what we're seeing inside of our dashboard right now at SendBlue. iClosed is my favorite scheduling tool right now, and here's why. And that's because they got partial submission capture. So when a lead clicks on your booking link and puts in their name and phone number, but doesn't finish the booking, the call, if they didn't finish booking it, iClose still captures that information. And no other scheduling tool does this. The lead who dropped off mid-booking inside of Calendly, you don't get their information right now. You now have their phone number with iClose. You can follow up immediately, speed the lead, and the analytics inside of iClosed are also incredible. This is going to be all your calls by day or by event source, by rep, show rates by channel. And if you connect your Stripe account to your CRM, you can even see the dollars that each lead is generating for each question that they answer, which is pretty gangster to build some lead scoring models, because you can also direct leads or disqualify leads inside of iClosed, unlike any other scheduling tool that I've seen. Now, I get special pricing with the iClosed team, so if you want in on that, my special pricing, use the link down below in the description. Give me your name, email, phone number, mention iClosed to me so I can send you the exact pricing that I get with them. Calendly, for scheduling, if you're already on it, it has a native Close CRM integration. That's probably the most popular calendar tool that I see, but I try to get everyone I can onto iClosed. If you're happy with Calendly, it's probably no reason to switch. You've got Fathom for AI-powered call recording, summarizing Zoom calls. Now, Close has their very own AI note taker, which I've been testing alongside Fathom. And I really like Close's because it's native to the platform. So the AI can review the call transcripts much easier. Whereas Fathom, I have to use that integration to pass back data. Signwell is the tool that I recommend for contracts and e-signatures. It's really, really cheap. They have a native Close CRM integration as well. So you can build a send contract custom activity like I showed you in a previous video. And then you can use Zapier to trigger Signwell and send the actual contract automatically. So a rep fills out one form with certain fields, contract goes out, signature comes back, pipeline stages can update for you automatically. You've got clean and automated ways to send contracts right from your CRM. With Close CRM, you're probably not going to find yourself with a dozen integrations. You're probably going to find yourself with 2 or 3 or 4 integrations. And for me, it's going to be SendBlue for all the messaging. It's going to be iClosed for all of the scheduling. It's going to be Zapier for connecting everything, and Signwell for contracts. I use Zoom. I use the Close AI note taker. I use Fathom. I don't think I use any other Close CRM integrations. I don't know if I ever have used any other Close CRM integrations across the hundreds of accounts that I've built. So that tech stack right there puts Close CRM as the most powerful sales CRM you can build. And I've built a ton of them. If you're not already converted on your Close CRM trial, sign up using my link on the description down below. That'll help me support my channel, and I'll give you my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free as a thank you. If you want me to build your CRM for you, integrate SendBlue, integrate iClose, a lot of people come to me wanting my exact tech stack, then I will do that done for you. Just give me your name, email, phone number on the link in the description. Tell me what you need, and I'll see if I can help. Next, we're shifting gears. I've shown you every feature, every integration, and now I'm going to show you what a sales rep's actual day-to-day looks like inside of this system. The daily playbook. Click on it now. You can have the most beautifully built CRM in the world, custom activities, smart views, workflows, automations, the whole 9 yards. But if your sales reps don't know what to do when they log in every single morning, then none of that is going to matter. It's just going to be a fancy database that no one uses and you pay a lot of money for. So this video is the daily playbook. If you're a sales rep, this is your daily Bible. Write it down, tape it to your monitor, follow it every single day. If you're a sales leader, hand this video to every single rep on your team and ask them to follow it. No exceptions. Here are the 3 things every single day. No exceptions, no excuses. Number 1, show up to all your meetings on time. Hopefully you're having a daily sales meeting. Hopefully you've got demos booked every day. Show up to them on time. No excuses. If you got a demo at 10, you're prepped at 9:55. You're on that calendar link. You know the lead story. You reviewed their journey. You know how they got there. You know what they're interested in. You know what their compelling reason for booking a call is. And you know when they show up that you're prepared and the lead is going to feel that energy from you. When you show up cold, they feel that too. Number 2, we're going to clear our inbox every single day. Our tasks, our missed calls, making sure we get to replies, handle them, dismiss them, clear them, get to 0. Leads die in inboxes above 20 or 30 items. And if your inbox has 50 items in it, I guarantee you have missed follow-ups in there that could have been deals. I guarantee you at 100 items, you're going to feel like you should just clear everything from your inbox and you're going to throw away all the money that you've missed before because you just want to get it to 0 and you're lazy. Clear your inbox. Relentless execution. Number 3. Clear your smart views. They're a bucket. They fill up. They should be emptied or close to it by the end of the day. And that means that every lead in each bucket got a touch point and you did the thing that you were supposed to do for that bucket. No lead slipped. No opportunity was missed. More relentless execution. Now, let me walk you through inside of an actual close account what the day-to-day for a sales rep looks like. Now, I am not a star student sales rep. I'm actually not a sales rep anymore. I was for a very long time at SendBlue, but now I'm the chief revenue officer and they don't give me demo calls anymore. I really don't use my Close CRM inbox anymore. I operate very heavily out of my actual Gmail inbox. I don't really talk to leads anymore. So this looks abandoned. I would fire myself as a sales rep if this were me. But if I look inside of my good sales reps like Jackson, I go into his inbox, I can see there's only 6 items in here. Everything is from today or earlier. I know Jackson cleared his inbox today. What did Jackson do at the top of his day? He showed up to our sales meeting. If you're watching this and you're not running daily sales meetings, oh my God, you should be. That's the game film time. That's the training room time. That's the weight room time. That's the time to get better. Daily sales meetings have got to be a part of your process. We show up to our meetings on time. We show up to the demos on our calendar. Our calendar is our Bible. We show up to our meetings on time, all of our meetings, all the time, relentlessly over and over again. If a meeting's running late and we need to let our next person know that we're running late, we're going to tell them how late we're running. Hey, I'm running 5 minutes late. If you are running 5 minutes late, tell them you're running 7 minutes late and then show up 5 minutes late. That way you're showing up early to the expectation that you set. If you got a 3 o'clock meeting and you text someone at 3:01, hey, I'm running late, that's too damn late. You needed to text them at 2:59, at 2:58 ahead of time. Stay on top of your calendar. Stay on top of your meetings. That's step 1. Step 2, clear your inbox every single day. Close makes it really, really easy. There is a button that you can select in Close. That's the cheat button. I wish Close CRM would get rid of it, but it's this like select all button, and then you can either do things as done or snooze. This snooze button is the lazy button. I really want Close to remove this because I call one of my reps using it. I was like, dude, why don't you just complete the freaking task? You're snoozing them all tomorrow. Oh my gosh. So we clear out our inbox. over and over and over again. Once we clear our inbox, we work our way down to our smart views. I've obviously already showed up to today's demos, but maybe you got a couple more coming up in the pipeline. I want to get ahead. I'm going to look at my demos coming up. I want to get ahead. If I change from this lead owner to being me, since I don't take demos, and I go to someone else on the team like Jackson, I can see Jackson's 5 demos that he had today. If I want to go upcoming demos, once again, I don't have any upcoming demos, but if I look at Jackson as the lead owner here, I can see Jackson's upcoming 1 demo that he has. So these are not set up to be like buckets that empty and remove. These are more like visibility buckets for today's demos and upcoming demos for a rep to be able to put those pre-call conversation touch points on them. But then moving into the following buckets, these are buckets. They fill up based on a certain criteria. In this case, completed demo follow-up, the current status, qualifier potential, opportunity, demo booked or demo completed. That's just to catch and make sure that someone's not in the wrong stage. I haven't talked to them in 2 days. There's not a task on the lead. I'm the lead owner. So if I went to this lead here, Richie, and let's say I emailed Richie or I called Richie or I texted Richie, in this case, I'm going to log a call for example purposes. I go back to this bucket, this smart view, and Richie should be gone from this bucket because I put that touch point on him. Let's see. Boom. Richie is gone from the bucket. I'm down to 7 leads. Now I've got the next lead here, Mr. Ecom, log a call. Boom. Let me go back to the bucket. Let me refresh. Don't let me down, Close. Everyone's watching. Boom, it's gone. And just like that, I put a couple calls in these, or I use the power dialer and I can go ding, 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 and clear this bucket very, very easily. After I did my today's demos, my upcoming demos, I can now move into my completed demos we just talked about, my demo NCR touchpoint, my not completed demos that need to show up to demos, the demos who canceled on me or rescheduled on me that I still haven't completed a call with. They're in that demo not completed stage. There's no task. I haven't talked to them for 2 days. I'm the lead owner. Their current status is potential or qualified. I did an internal cancel them. I come into here. I call this first lead. There were 8 leads in that bucket. I call Karen. It's the same thing. They'll disappear from that bucket. That then for me goes into people who are ghosting me in my pipeline. It goes into the people I made contact with that I haven't booked a demo, that I need to bring to a demo. It's my lost deals I need to check in with. Look, these lost deal touch points, current status is lost. Watch my smart view video. No touch point in the last 3 weeks. These only need a touch point every 3 weeks. I'm not asking a ton of my reps there. My client check-in. These are clients that need a touch point every 1 week or every 2 weeks, depending on the plan that they are. And that's why I have 3 different smart views actually built here for each plan. And then those 3 smart views all roll into 1 smart view. It's a smart view of smart views, smart viewception. Churn customers to check in. Sorry for all the blurring again, but being in a live account makes this so much more valuable for you. These first 2, not buckets. Everything else is a bucket. I show up to all my meetings on time. I clear my inbox. I clear my buckets. Oh my gosh, does it just make it so easy for you to know exactly what to do every single day? Before logging off, check your inbox one final time. As a sales rep, make sure there's no one trying to pay an invoice right now, and then catch you on the sales meeting tomorrow. That's the day. Every day, relentless execution. The whole point of everything that I built in this course is that every action your rep takes should be 1 or 2 clicks. Templates are pre-built, smart views are numbered in order, automations handle pipeline movement, status updates, Zapier to aid along the way. The system works for the rep, and the rep just follows the system. And when you're sending follow-ups, don't just rely on Close's native SMS templates. If you have SendBlue set up, send iMessages, send voice messages, send personalized videos. Show your lead that you're a real human being who took time out of their day to reach out. Pre-call conversations are better than pre-call confirmations. Get leads talking to you, raising their hand higher and higher and higher before they show up to your appointments. Green SMS conversion rates mean absolutely nothing to SendBlue iMessage, and if you're not using SendBlue, use your personal iPhone. If you want SendBlue, there's a link down in the description where you can give me your name, email, phone number. I'll text you. We'll see if it makes sense for you. I can even give you a demo myself. Just mention SendBlue when you text me. That's the playbook. 3 things every day. Meetings on time. Inbox clear. Smart views clear. Follow it and you will outperform 99% of reps who are just winging it. You need to do it over and over and over again. It's relentless execution. It's not how good of a sales rep were you last week. It's how good of a sales rep will you be over the next 10 years. Sign up for Close CRM using my link. If you haven't converted already, I'll hook you up with my sales rep onboarding guide for free. That link is down in the description for you to do so. Or if you want me to build your CRM done for you, I will do that. Shoot me your information on the link in the description. I'll send you a text and we'll see if it makes sense for you. Next video, we're going to talk about the sales leader daily playbook, how to hold your team accountable using the CRM. See you in the next one. If you're leading a sales team, your job isn't to work the leads. It's to make sure your team works the leads the right way every day, consistently, without letting the process slip. The data is all in this CRM, and we just need relentless execution. You just have to know where to look. And this video is going to show you exactly where to look. Every single morning, check your team's inbox counts. You can go into the inbox, toggle to different sales reps. It's going to take 2 minutes, and you're going to be able to see how many items are inside of every single sales rep's inbox. 0 items, awesome. 5 items, pretty good. We'll celebrate that. 50 items, absolutely not. My alarm bells are going off. I'm bringing this up on every single sales meeting that I run daily. I'm bringing this up in all my one-on-ones. Hey, we're going to start in the inbox. Pull it up. We're going to walk through it together. It immediately is going to show how healthy their day looks like. Are there overdue tasks? Are there unanswered replies? Are there missed calls from 3 days ago? You'll know in 30 seconds if someone's falling behind. Process check Smart Views. Then open your needs post-call notes Smart View with no lead owner filter. See all the reps. If there are leads in this view, someone didn't follow the process. A call happened, but no one logged the outcome. The lead status didn't update. The opportunity didn't move. The lead is invisible to the rest of the system because your team didn't follow their job, and you need to call that out the very same day, not a week later, the same day, because if you let these habits slide, they will become the norm, and your other sales reps will start to see these habits and they'll attach onto these habits. And now it's like a cancer in your whole organization. Pulling them back from these bad habits is going to be 10 times harder than it will be to hold the line from day one. Relentless execution means holding the line every single day, no exceptions. Make sure you're definitely not running your sales meetings from like Google Slides or spreadsheets. I run them from the CRM. I'm pulling up the pipeline reports and the opportunities list. I'm pulling up the conversations tab. We're looking at the previous day's stats in front of everyone so everyone can see where they rank among their peers, how many calls they made, how many demos were completed, the revenue that they closed that we're celebrating. We're going to celebrate and give praise to our winners, and we're going to say nothing about our losers. We're not going to make our losers feel less about themselves or like they did something bad. We're just not going to give them any attention, but we are going to give attention to the winners, and we're going to give praise to the winners. Walk through the pipeline on the sales meeting, sort by expected close date, go through each deal. Where is this deal at right now? What's the next step? Is this close date being realistic? Are we being too optimistic? Are there deals stuck in the pipeline that haven't gotten a touch point that need a touch point? Why are they stuck? Why aren't you doing your job, Mr. Sales Rep? It's okay to call these out on sales meetings, absolutely. But don't embarrass a sales rep in front of their team. Make sure we're pulling out the dead leads. Make sure we're re-engaging the important leads to us that we talked about before that are ghosting us. Let's text them from a different phone number. Let's text them from our personal phone. Let's send them a video or a voice message. 10 to 15 minutes, that's all this is going to take on a sales meeting. It's probably going to be the most productive part of the meeting because you're reminding your team where their money is in the process. So we're talking about numbers and metrics and reporting. We're talking about where pipelines are. We're reviewing calls. We're watching film. That's a good sales meeting. I covered this a little in the call coaching video, but listening to those calls, noting on the timestamps, role-playing on the sales meetings, bringing specific examples to one-on-ones. At the 3-minute mark, here's what I would have done differently. Here's what you said. Here's what I would have said. At the 5-minute mark, you handled that perfectly. Give praise where they do things perfectly. That's how you're going to turn good reps into great reps. And for new reps in their first initial 2 weeks, do live call monitoring. Every call they're on, how many can you listen to real time? Can you give them feedback real time with Close CRM's whisper mode? When you can get them feedback after their call, before their next call, you're going to accelerate their ramping and their learning that much faster. Being a sales leader is about holding the line with the relentless execution. The data is in the CRM. The process checks are in the Smart Views. The calls are in the conversations view. The tools are all there for you. You just need to use them every single day. Relentless execution. If you're not converted on your Close CRM trial already, sign up using my link down in the description so I can get you my sales rep onboarding guide completely for free. That's how you can help me support this channel. Or if you want me to build your Close CRM account for you, give me your name, email, phone number on the link in the description, and I will text you and we can talk about all those details. In the next video, we're going to talk about onboarding a new sales rep to Close CRM. Onboarding a new sales rep is not, here's your login, here's your leads, figure it out, which a lot of startups do too often. That's how you're going to lose reps, waste your marketing dollars, lose deals, and lose your CRM's integrity. Proper onboarding is going to be the difference between a rep who ramps in 2 weeks and a rep who ramps in 1 month and a rep who's still confused after 2 months. Onboarding actually starts in the interview. I always ask, what CRM have you used before? Tell me about your day-to-day in it. Were you following a standardized process? Were you doing things on your own? If they say they like doing things on their own, that's a red flag. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but of flack because you can't do what you want inside of my CRM. In this system, there's a process, and that process gets followed every single day. I'll use an analogy when I do interviews that work every single time, and I say, hey, have you ever moved in your life? And people say, yeah, I've moved a couple of times. Every place you moved into had a kitchen, right? Yeah, every place had a kitchen. Okay, and you probably set a kitchen up differently. The plates go here, the cups go there. You know where everything is because you set it up your way. Yeah, and it still worked for you too, right? The kitchen still worked for you. Yes, of course it worked for me. Well, I did the same thing. I set up my kitchen the way I like it. I know where everything goes and how it works. And I don't need anyone coming in and rearranging my kitchen. If you find some steak underneath the sink next to the cleaning supplies, you need to say something to me. Absolutely. I want that feedback. But don't bring old habits from your kitchen into my kitchen. This CRM is my kitchen. Don't fuck with my kitchen. Follow the process first, earn the right to suggest changes by understanding why it's built the way that it's built first. Every new rep goes through a structured training library before they touch a live lead. Not a conversation, not a quick 30-minute walkthrough, a documented training program with modules, with lessons that they need to sign off on and tell me they explicitly understand. A quiz at the end where they can show me by clicking that they understand. They can show me why a smart view was built the way it is and how to clear it. They can show me how to prep for a demo. They can show me how to read through a lead's profile and tell me the story. Claude is pretty crazy to help build some onboarding stuff. I actually talked to Claude and had it write a Google Sheet script for me that allows me to onboard new sales reps just by entering their name and email into a spreadsheet row. And then the Google Sheet creates a welcome packet, emails them onboarding material. Then I can check what they're going through at each part of the process, even get an understanding of how many points they've earned in the process so I can have a leaderboard where everyone onboarding tries to outscore the last person that onboarded. You can gamify the onboarding process and make sure every onboarding experience is better than the rest. Me personally, I'm a doer. I'm a sales rep first, then a sales leader, then a sales manager, right? So I can document everything that I did and had success with and make really good onboarding. Maybe you need to be documenting or recording Loom videos explaining things off of your best sales reps and what they're doing. So you can host this inside of an LMS like Kajabi, or you can host it in a simple Google Doc with links, make it watchable, make it trackable and completable. Get people to sign off. After the training library is completed, the rep signs off, documenting confirmation that says, I completed this training on this date, signed. I might have to point back to that. This is accountability from day one. Then you're going to quiz them. Not a written test, a show me test. Sit with me. Show me how to clear your inbox. Show me how you send a template to a lead. Show me how you log notes after a call. Show me how you use a predictive dialer. Show me how you set a task for tomorrow. And if they can't show you, they're not ready for live leads. It's that simple. This is a competency test. Would you let a surgeon operate before they pass their boards? No. Same concept. Different stakes. This is my money we're talking about, not my life. Kind of like my life. But the principle is the same. Onboarding does not end after the first week or second week. This is where most companies mess up. They train for a week, set the rep up to lose, and wonder why things fall apart 2 weeks later. Drill every single day. Daily sales meetings, daily sales meetings, daily sales meetings, where every rep reports numbers in front of their peers. Weekly one-on-ones that start in the inbox and move to smart views. If the inbox isn't clear and the smart views are empty, I need to know why. Not next week, next morning. If daily minimums are 100 dials, I need to know the next morning why it didn't happen if you didn't get to 100. Not at the end of the week, not at the monthly review, the next morning. And I need you to fix it the next day. If you let habits slide during onboarding, people expect they can get away with it forever. And pulling them back once that expectation is set is 10 times harder than holding the line from the start. Relentless execution starts in onboarding. And culture is going to be built through the discipline within that process. If you're not converted on your Close CRM trial already, click the link down below, sign up using my link, and I'll hook you up with my free sales rep onboarding guide as a thank you for supporting my channel. It includes everything I just described in a format that you can hand to your reps today. Templates, checklists, module outlines, daily mantra. Shoot me a text by giving me your name, email, information on the link below. You want me to build your CRM for you? I can. Just let me know where you're at in the process and I'll see if I can help. Next, Close just released a video on native forms, a brand new feature that removes the need for third-party form builders entirely. Can help you out on your Zapier bill a little bit. See you in the next video. Close just launched native forms. No code, drag and drop forms built directly inside of Close CRM. Embed the forms on your website, and when someone fills one out, a lead can be created or updated inside of your CRM instantly. No Zapier, no third-party form builder, no extra integrations to maintain or pay for. New feature, new feature, new feature. Settings. Scroll. Where is it? Forms. It says new, at least at the time of filming this video. And when I go to create a new form, I can name said form. We'll go with form name for this one. And then Close has a great, very simple, easy to use form builder. Now, it doesn't have anything crazy like crazy disqualifying or redirects or logic jumps or anything like that. Hey, it's new. But if you just collect a name, email, phone number on your website and you want to eliminate Zapier from your process, you want to keep everything in your CRM in one system, save some money, speed up your speed to lead, Close CRM forms are going to be gangster for you. So I hit new, I named it. I'm in my builder now. I can drag and drop a heading just like that. I can write my heading. Check out, send blue. Boom, done. I want to put a paragraph below it. It's way better than sending green SMS. Boom, little subheadline. I get my contact full name. I get my email address there. Oh, I want their phone number as well. Let me drag. Oh, my phone number as well. I drag a phone number field in there. And then when I drag it in, it's going to allow me to do a default country code or auto detect the country code. Make it a required field or not. I recommend, obviously, if you're collecting a phone number, make it required. Hell yeah, get that info, send them a text. And then do you want to map it to a field inside of Close? In this case, it's picking primary phone by default. If you want to override values, you can do that. Advanced options, I'm not sure where those would really get built. If I hit done, I think I had an email in there and I accidentally dragged it out. So let me put back in contact name, phone, contact email, boom, drag and drop that right in there, map it to a field just like that. Oh my gosh, a company website field just like that. It knows it's a URL. It knows it's going to map it. I can make it required. Drop down single select fields, multi-line fields, single line fields, checkbox fields. You get it. They got it. It's very basic, but it's all you need for 90% of funnels and opt-in pages out there. As far as the design goes, you can change a background color, or you can put RGB code in here to choose your specific color, border color, text color, field styles, button styles. Look, it's not Typeform. If you use Typeform, right? That's pretty gangster form builder. But this is in your CRM, doesn't require any coding, doesn't require real automation work to integrate or to map. It's not going to break the way your other form builders could break with other integrations. When we hit the publish button here, we're going to get our embed code. This HTML code is what we would put into the iframe section of wherever we want to put this form on our website. Now we can get leads, have them mapped to our CRM automatically, enrolled in workflows automatically. Go back to my workflow video to check out all of the different actions and triggers and how you can use Close CRM forms as a trigger inside of your workflow builder. So I've got now a form on my website where they give me information. It's mapped to my CRM automatically. It's automatically enrolling them into a workflow to send them an email, get them a text. My speed to leads better. I'm talking to more leads faster. I'm closing more deals faster. Pair this form here with send blue iMessage instead of A2P green SMS. And now you've got a blue bubble, an iMessage, a video, a voice message in their inbox tab on the confirmation page. And why this matters is before this feature, getting a website form submission into Close required either Zapier or a third-party form tool. And that's just extra costs, extra integration, extra points of failure. If Zapier goes down or the form builder goes down, your leads don't make it into CRM. So with native forms, the data goes directly into Close with no middleman. And here's why speed to lead matters so much here. And that's because when a form is submitted, the lead exists in Close immediately. Not after a Zapier delay, immediately. Your speed to lead smart view can pick it up immediately. Your workflow fires a confirmation immediately. Your reps see the lead in that bucket immediately. And if you pair Close forms with the send blue iMessage automation, you've got blue bubbles in their inbox before they even close the browser tab that they just filled out the form on. That's how you win the speed to lead race. That's how you book more demos. That's how you start conversations while a lead is still warm. Green SMS, I'm sorry, can never compete with that. The response rates, the conversation rates are goated with send blue iMessage. At the time of filming this video, Close CRM forms, they're free on all plans, so you can set it up today. probably 10 minutes, no Zapier. If you're not converted on your Close CRM account already, click the link down in the description using my link. Give me your name, email, phone number, and I'm going to hook you up with my sales rep onboarding guide for free. Or if you want to text back and forth by giving me your phone number, we'll do that as well. And you can tell me if you just want me to build your CRM for you, I can. We're going to go on to the next video here. Maybe I'll add more videos in the series. As of right now, this is going to be the last video. And that's going to be just a little story I can share with you from my recent time at SendBlue over the last 12 months, how I've taken them from about $50,000 a month to over $1 million a month in recurring revenue in the same CRM. It's actually on this channel as well, 2-part series where I build that from scratch, but I'm going to give you the high level highlights. Click on it now. Everything I've taught you in this course works at any scale. Yes, 1 rep, 5 reps, 50 reps. The principles, they don't change. The foundation, it doesn't change. But in this final video, I want to show you what it actually looks like when you take the principles and scale a real company with them, because I've done it. And I want you to see what changes and what stays exactly the same. So at the time of filming this, I serve as the chief revenue officer of a company called SendBlue. And when I came on board, the company was doing a little less than $1 million in annual revenue. 12 months later, I have built a Close CRM for them that we've used for the last 12 months. Same Close CRM account the entire time. We didn't migrate. We didn't need to rebuild. We iterated, same bones, same foundation, same hierarchy. We just kept improving it every single week. The foundations I taught you earlier in this course are the same foundations that powered that growth. Lead statuses at 30,000 feet, opportunity pipelines at 1,000 feet, custom activities at 100 feet, smart views for daily operations and reporting. The exact same frameworks. The stuff that stays the same is the bucket methodology. At $1 million in annual revenue, every rep emptied their smart views every day. At $12 million in annual revenue, every rep empties their smart views every single day. 3 reps, 10 reps, 1 reps, owner led, doesn't matter. Same mantra. Show up to your meetings on time. Clear your smart views. Clear your inbox. Relentless execution. That never changes regardless of scale. Custom activities stayed the same. Same forms at every stage. Same fields. Maybe different drop downs if we introduce new lead sources. But the same story gets to be told for every lead. And that consistency is what lets us find patterns at scale. We could see which channels produced the best leads, which lead sources had the highest close rates, which objections killed deals the most often, where in the process reps get stuck. You can't see any of that data without consistent execution, and consistent data comes from consistent execution. Process check smart views. Even at a 12 million ARR company, I check the needs post-call node smart view every morning, every single day. Process discipline doesn't become less important as you grow. It becomes more important because at scale, 1 rep slipping for 1 week affects dozens of leads, thousands or tens or hundreds of thousands in revenue. Small process gaps become massive revenue gaps. So some of the stuff that changes, reporting. That might get more sophisticated. At 100,000 a month, you can get away with checking numbers maybe weekly. You can get away with it. I don't recommend it. But at $1 million a month, you need to check daily source performance, day 1 booking rates by channel, close rates by rep, by source, by time, by period, average cycle, show rates. These numbers need to be on your desk every morning because at scale, a 2% drop in any metric can mean tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. The automation layer, it might get a little bit thicker. There might be a little more Zapier automations. There might be more SendBlue workflows and iMessage sequences. At scale, these tiny improvements, these 1% or 2% wins can compound into massive results, right? A 2% increase in your show rate can be tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars added to your bottom line. A 2% increase across 500 demos is what? An extra 10 demos. If you close 30% of those demos that show up, it could be $5,000 ticket size, extra $15,000 on your 2% increase. And the biggest lever that we found for improving show rates was pre-call conversations via iMessage through SendBlue. Green SMS response rates, they're flat across industries. It just looks like a CRM. It smells like a CRM. It is a CRM. It is an automation, and people give you the same level of respect that an automation would get. No respect. Your team structure is going to evolve, right? Less than 100K, maybe it's just you. At 100K, it might be 1 rep, 2 reps. At $1 million a month, you've got setters, you've got closers, you've got managers, you've got inbox managers. Each role gets their own set of smart views, their own set of KPIs to track to, their own daily playbook, and the framework supports all of that because it was designed to with the CRM. Add user groups and Close for each role. Share the right smart views with the right people. The same bucket methodology works for a setter making $100 a day or a closer running 5 demos a day. They're just different buckets, but it's the same methodology. Your CRM is a product. Your CRM is never done. At SendBlue, we're tweaking every single week, adding fields, adjusting smart view criteria where needed, building new automations, removing what didn't work, getting feedback from the reps, and acting on it the same week, not next quarter, the same week. The companies that get the most out of Close CRM are the ones that never stop iterating. They listen to their reps, they watch the data, they hold the line on process, and they treat their CRM like a product, not a project. A product that evolves, that improves, that grows with the business, that makes the business grow. Boom. That's the course for now, unless I add to this. 24 videos, everything I know about Close CRM after 7+ years, 100+ accounts, and taking a company like SendBlue from $1 million AR, 12 million AR in the last 12 months. I've done that over and over again for many, many other businesses as well. If you're signing up for Close CRM, use my link in the description. Please, please, please. That helps me, supports me on this channel. I'll hook you up with my sales enablement, sales onboarding guide for your reps for free. If you want me to build all of this for you, give me your name, email, phone number, and the link in the description. We'll text. We'll see if it makes sense. If you've watched this entire course, you're not ready to take action on it, I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I'll train your team along the way as well. We'll build the Close CRM account, smart views, automations, pipelines, workflows, integrations, training, everything from scratch. Just shoot me a text using the link in the description. Tell me about your business. I'll tell you exactly how I can help. Thank you so much. If there's videos after this one, it's because new things have been added to Close CRM. I don't think I've asked in a single of these videos for you to subscribe. So make sure you subscribe as well. And thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something.